And we are live. Welcome back to Wheel Talk, the podcast with a guy in a wheelchair and a girl in a wheelchair. And you'll notice that the guy in a wheelchair is a different face today. We have a different guy on Fred's side of the bed. He's actually on my side of the bed, which I always joke about, like Fred and I have sides of the bed now because it's weird for me to be on one side of the screen. But I thought it was only right that if I'm hosting, I should be on Fred's side of the bed. But anyway, I digress. This is Professor Parks, who I found scrolling through social media. And not that I don't think that there's a lot of awesome content creators with disabilities. There's just not enough of them that I think are truly honest and also like a good balance of positive. So I think that I've watched a lot of your content and you do talk about the really hard stuff, but you don't do it in a way that's like, oh, poor me, I have this terrible life and everybody should pity me. So I just, wanted to have you on. And it was a good opportunity because Fred abandoned me for 3 weeks to go on holidays with his girlfriend. So here we are. I'm going to let you sort of introduce yourself and tell everybody sort of who you are. Yeah. And I thought the first thing might be nice to talk about is why Professor Parks? Like, what does that even mean? Where did that come from? Yeah. And what's your real name so that people know who you actually are?
That's amazing. Well, my name is Brandon. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And
you're a Canadian.
Yeah. Are you from Canada as well?
I'm in Alberta.
Hell yeah. I'm actually going to Edmonton this weekend.
No, you're not. I'm literally I'm 15 minutes from Edmonton.
What the hell? So there's the Canadian wheelchair basketball finals this weekend.
Really?
Yeah. So we're flying out Thursday morning and we're there until Sunday morning. So it's like the biggest tournament in Canada. It's at the finals.
And do you know where you're playing in Edmonton?
There is a
Seville Center, maybe.
I would have to double check the actual.
Okay, well, situation. I'm totally gonna come watch. I'm gonna come.
That would, come if watch. You came, that would be so cool. It's open to everybody. It's open to the public, and like obviously, the more support, the better.
I know, like the guy who coaches the Edmonton team, and I know a couple people on the Edmonton team.
Bigger guy. I forget his name. He's a good guy. Anyway.
We're getting away.
That's where I'm going to be this weekend. The reason I'm in a wheelchair is in 2017, I had an autoimmune disease called Guillain-Barré syndrome. Kind of just took over my body. If you guys don't know what autoimmune diseases are, it's essentially where your body goes to attack an illness of some sort, and it kind of kicks into overdrive and starts attacking everything in sight. It doesn't recognize what's friend and what's foe, and it starts attacking whatever. It's just nuking your immune system. So my immune system was getting attacked. My immune system was through the roof, and my nerves were getting stripped and attacked by my own body, and it ended up leaving a scar on my spinal cord called transverse myelitis. And it was a weird situation to kind of deal with because it wasn't like everybody else. It wasn't like I had a car accident or some sort of traumatic injury where I had to have reconstructive surgery. I just woke up like this one day, and it was definitely like quite the journey to figure that out. But as I was in the hospital, I was in the hospital for about 7 months. And then post hospital, you do outpatient rehab. And I did that for about 3 months. So I spent the better part of a year within the hospital system. And as I was doing that, I think towards the end of my hospital stay, I was looking for content creators, not even looking for content creators. I was just going on YouTube and typing in like wheelchair life, like trying to figure out like what the hell this life is for me. What is this new normal?
Yeah.
What the heck do I do? Am I ever going to work again? Am I going to have a girlfriend again? Am I going to be able to take care of myself? I have a dog. How do I take care of my dog? I don't know what the fuck to do. So I started looking things up. And like you had said, it's not as if there is not creators, there's just a lack of, right? And then there's a lack of, I'm a very matter of fact guy. Like I'm a very this is how it is. Like I can accept certain things, and I accept a lot of people, and I don't sugarcoat shit. So when I am listening to some of these people do like the whole woe is me thing, it drives me a little crazy. Like I am not going to give you any sort of sympathy. It's not coming from me. I'm the last person that's going to give. I'm exploding with empathy, but you're not going to get sympathy from me. So even when those videos that I do make talking about my pain, and I think that's what a lot of people relate to in my content is the fact that I'm in pain and they are too. I think what they like to see is that I'm pushing through the pain, is that I'm seated, not defeated. Like that's the whole goal here, is to try to be whatever. Now before we started the podcast, I had told you, like, I had a really rough night last night. I didn't sleep well last night. And it was you know, I probably got in my seat and dressed 20 minutes before the podcast. So like, this is the things that people don't always see. I try to pull out my phone and record and talk about those types of things, but it's not always easy, right? Like we live such a chaotic life as wheelchair users, and the little things that goes along with it. I just felt like I needed to show that. I just felt like, how do I show this? And also kind of like leave my footprint for my friends to, and my family to understand as well. Like that was sort of, a lot of people had a lot of questions. So I think I was making videos to answer questions for people in my personal life.
Yeah.
And I just realized the difference it was making. It was easy for me to, when someone had a question, that I could link a video that I made, like what happened to you, or what's your pain like, or what's your daily routine like. I was like, oh, watch this video, right? Like sometimes I'm not in the right mindset to talk. I don't want to fucking talk about it. My day is going bad. But I think somewhere down the line, I've been making content for about 8 years now, which is crazy.
Wow.
Crazy. Yeah.
That's amazing. That's longer than me.
It's insane. Yeah. Again, I think I wouldn't say I didn't do it right, but I was building up what was Professor Parks for about 5 years. Like I didn't know I was just flailing, going live on Twitch. I played video games a lot, and I was already doing that in my life prior to paralysis. Yeah. So I was like, how do we incorporate that into, you know, my new life? Maybe we can go live on that and learn how to do Twitch, which is why I'm live on Twitch. And it gives people, I found that it gives people an opportunity to come talk to me live, right? When I was paralyzed and looking up all these YouTubers, I was commenting on their stuff, and I would kind of just get lost in the void. Like I had real legitimate questions, like how do I wipe my ass? Like little things. And I'm like, I would love to be able, if I could just get in a one-on-one conversation with this person, I would love to ask a bajillion questions. And I think that that's what I offer when it comes to the live stream. Like, yes, I am playing games and doing whatever. Sometimes I'm just watching videos, but people will come into my chat and say, you know, I'm newly injured, or I've been injured for years and haven't really had a community, or I've watch your content, and it gives them the ability to talk to me live. And I think that that's something that I really wish I had when I first got hurt, someone that I could talk to live that was in my situation. And to go back to where the name Professor Parks comes from, my last name is Parks. And then I was kind of sitting there thinking about who are some influential people that are in wheelchairs, and thinking about it for a while, and being a nerd and a gamer, I thought about Professor X from
that's
X-Men.
Awesome. I was
like,
that.
A bald guy in a wheelchair. That's kind of, I'm also a bald guy in a wheelchair. And I was like, oh, Professor Parks actually kind of rolls off the tongue a little bit.
It does.
And I just I left it at that. And that was probably 8 years ago I decided to make that decision. And yeah, I think a lot of it, I think in the beginning, I kind of was just like, press the red button, go live and see what happens. Pull your phone up, press record and see what happens and see where it takes you. And like I had mentioned, somewhere along the lines, I started getting some really, really, really cool DMs, changing people's lives. And I didn't even expect that. Like, I think even I talked to a lot of people that are in my personal life, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, I don't consider myself a content creator. I know I am, but I don't know how, I don't know what that is. Like, I don't know what that is. I don't know what that looks like. I haven't gotten paid very much, so it's like hard to consider it a job. But like, I think the payment really comes from like the effect that I've had on these people. I have a Discord that I've created. If you don't know Discord's it's almost like a MySpace or like a Reddit. It's like a Reddit forum almost that you can create and bring people together and talk in voice chats. And there's just segments of conversations you can do, but I bring all these people from all my social medias to one area to where we can kind of just talk, whether you're a gamer or content creator, or you're disabled, or I've met you in my personal life through sports or whatever that might be. It's all these people coming together, and then I can talk to them through that too. And I think that makes a big impact on their life. There's 900 people in that Discord that I get messages from all the time, right? So whether it's monetized success or just success through changing lives, like it's pretty cool. And I think my journey has now just begun. Like, I think that people now have just started to find me, and I think that now this is where the wheels are in motion now.
I think that that's really cool. I love that. When you talk about, monetized success or not monetized success, I'm the same. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. And I just keep doing this stuff, but I don't make any money at it really. And I'm like, I'm bringing a big community together, which is like, I think is so cool. But sometimes it's like, how do people do this where they make money and they bring the community together?
I want to wake up and have packages at my house. I want to go to expos, and I want to go to the red carpet and do all this cool stuff. How do I get there? How do I get more wheelchair people on the feed? Right. Like that was my whole thing. Like people ask me like, why do you post? Sometimes I'll post like 4 to 8 videos a day. Like I go crazy. I don't stop. And the whole thing is that like, I want to flood your feed with a wheelchair user. I want to make that so normal for you to open up your phone and see that when you see it in public, it's not a shock to you. Like if I post 5 videos and you see 3 of them, you close your app down, you open up your phone, you're going to see the other 2. Like I'm in your face.
I think that's like, I suck at social media. The only thing that I'm consistent on, and not even over the last like 2 years on YouTube, other than this, I'm not consistent at all. I'm terrible. But yeah, it's so hard to know where that like balance is, but for sure it's so cool to be able to get those DMs from people or messages saying like, you know, you helped change my life, or, you know, though I'm not scared now that, you know, my life in a wheelchair is going to be awful, or whatever those DMs are. But that's why I keep doing it. Cause I think
100%.
it's really, that's the payment. But someday I want to figure out how to monetize it. I've gotten 100%. A couple of brand deals that are really like, I think that they're valuable to me. You know, like I've got like a wheelchair scooter attachment for free because I reviewed one that I paid for. And so then the company contacted me. So stuff like that. But I was like so curious because you have a big like social following on Facebook. That's where I found you. I don't know what other platforms are you on.
Everywhere.
I know you're on YouTube.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, OnlyFans, Facebook, all the stuff.
Okay, so what like is Facebook your biggest following, or like where do you have your most?
It definitely is. And that was something that took off this year. That was this year alone. Again, I've been making content for about 8 years. And I think the first initial blow up was TikTok, and things were kind of getting some traction on there. And then I wasn't getting anything on Instagram, but just kept posting, being consistent. And then without even realizing it, I was posting stuff to Facebook through Instagram. Like I have a connected account. I didn't even notice this. And again, doing that for years, all it takes is one. All it takes is one, Britt. And I'm live streaming one day and I have 2 people in the same night. And I don't have a lot of people in my Twitch streams a lot of time, but I have 2 people in the same night come in there and say they found my content through Facebook. And I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about? Like Facebook. So I go and check and there's like 13,000 followers. I was like, holy shit, a video has 2.9 million. This is really cool. And that opened up things a lot for that. And I just kind of was like, okay, cool. Like Instagram started to get some traction. I think that's what I mean by like now I'm getting like the recognition that I probably deserve. And I also had to go through these hoops, right? Like you have to get 2 video views and no comments to kind of be like, how do I make a change here? What do I need to do? Right. Like it hurts. Like it's not a nice feeling to put in a lot of effort into something and not have anything come back to it, whether it be monetization or even like a nice direct message. When you have videos, especially in the beginning, or anything that you're doing and it doesn't seem like something's coming out of it, it hurts. But consistency is so key in everything in life, right?
I think that's the thing that every YouTuber that's been successful, there's a couple that pop off like right at the beginning, like 6 months, and they're like 400,000 followers. I'm like, who are you? Get out of here. Nobody's inspired by somebody that doesn't struggle. I'm cheating. Like, that's why my whole message is that I'm like, I was a total loser for 5 years before I figured out my wheelchair stuff. And, you know, I inspire people by being a slow learner and not being able to figure stuff out really fast. But consistency, I'm like, I will keep showing up. And that's, I guess, I don't die like a cockroach. But that's the thing that I think is like so cool. Because I was looking at your YouTube channel and I was like, you have 2.4 thousand videos on there and you only have like 1 point some thousand followers. I'm like, this guy, I'm like, how does he not have more people following his channel? Because I'm like, he's so cool.
I was looking at that the other day. So you make these, I see all these other creators, and like we said, it's a bit of envy where you're like, fuck, man, like, how do I get that? And I'm looking at other creators. I'm like, dude, there's other creators with half the videos that you have and quadruple the amount of followers or like millions of, I'm like, how the fuck, man? But I don't know. I think with YouTube, YouTube really irks me. It's tough. In the beginning, I was so focused on doing like long form content, which is what thrives the most on YouTube. Like, when you can really gain some traction, long form content is what thrives. But the problem with that, for me at least, is just like editing. Like editing is such a bitch, and I hate it's tedious. I'm in pain a lot. So even with these videos with the short form content, like I am making, if it's a day that I feel good, I will crank out as many videos as like my body will physically let me, as much as my battery, like my social battery and my physical battery will allow me. So I'll have like 10 videos in the holster, and then like maybe 2 days later we'll go by and I'll record a couple more videos. I can't really do that with YouTube. It's tough, right? I don't know what that looks like. It would be so cool to grow on YouTube in the proper way, but I think that I'm just reposting a lot of everything on all these other various platforms and hoping for the best. I don't know what that looks like for YouTube. I really don't. That's the one that you make the money on. That's the one where the big cheeses go to, and I don't know what to do. I think I'm doing whatever I'm doing here, and hopefully something happens with YouTube. I get a message one day. I don't know how to do it.
I think you're doing fine. I mean, that's why I haven't been consistent in 2 years. Like I have 2 kids and I'm just busy, and also like you say, editing is annoying. It's so annoying. Like I will go on holidays or something and have 36 hours of footage that I have to edit down to some sort of a vlog, and it takes me hours and hours, and it's just annoying. And so I'm glad that I've done a lot of long form content, because the things, like you say, that the things that you do a long time ago, all my most popular videos are the things that I made in like the first year. And so like they're still making me money 5 years later or whatever, but it's just annoying to make that long form content. You really have to think about it. That's why I like the talking head videos, where it's just about something that's like emotional or just psychological, where you're just talking about how you feel or the things that you've learned in a wheelchair. Those are the easiest to make. But I don't think there's a right answer. I think whatever you're doing is awesome, because I saw you, I don't know, maybe like 4 months ago or something. You popped up on my feed, and then I didn't see you for a really long time. And then now you're constantly on my feed. So I think the Facebook thing popped off, especially because that's where I usually am. I love your content. It's funny. I think that you do like a lot of great lighthearted stuff. There's a lot of funny things in there mixed in with a lot of serious things. Even just like the thing that you did the other day where you were showing like the back end process of how you capture your ideas for your content, where you just showed all the different videos that you take talking about the video that you want to make.
I'm glad.
And I was like, dude, that's so smart. Like, I love that. So I've binge watched like, a lot of your videos for the last, I don't know, couple weeks or whatever, just that you've posted. But I love that you have such a good mix. And so interesting. So what is your favorite content to make?
Oh man, I think that's my problem, is that it's like a gift and a curse, is that like I'm making all these different content. I just know that I don't want to just be this wheelchair content creator. That's fine. If that's what you do, that's fine. And we need that. We need more bodies out there. We need more men on the field. But with me, I'm showing my life from a seated position. So whether that's me gaming or like you had just mentioned, I'm really happy you mentioned that one, because that video was like, it's a video of me making videos. It's basically like if I have an idea in my mind, I will pull my phone out and I will talk to my phone, because I'm not a lot of time do I want to set up my phone, or can I set up my phone? Right. But if something pops in my mind, I'll like go to the bathroom quick or go somewhere and be like, do a video about how you put your pants on in the morning, or how you get back in your chair, something like that. And I'll keep it there while it's fresh. And then when like I said, when my battery is a little bit more full, I'll go back to those videos and refer to those, and like make gaming videos. I don't think I have a specific video that I enjoy the most. However, there is a series that I think that I am starting to realize. Like I think the wheelchair videos and the ones that actually make a difference are the ones that I like making the most. The ones that I have confidence behind talking about. It's tough for me to make a video that I don't have any knowledge behind, obviously, right? But I'm trying to set up like a top 10 tips for new wheelchair users video.
That's a good video.
I'm actually like writing it down. Like this is something I don't always do. I don't always like go through and like write down my process, but I think this is a part of my evolution, like trying to not just pull out my phone and look at, that's a good part of it. That helps. But I think like putting things on paper, like having like each one, like tip number 1, tip number 2. And I'm trying to do like, at least I want to do it where it's like a series. I do 10 tips for new wheelchair users and I put them out 10 days straight. And it makes it easy for people to find. And as I'm making these videos, I'm getting this like kind of like this like heartwarming feeling where it's like, I'm doing something right. Like this is great.
Yeah.
Like, you make good content, you make funny stuff, and you try to educate and do whatever. But this as like a whole is what I think content creators are supposed to like. This genre of content creators supposed to do is supposed to like educate. Right.
Yeah.
So I like throwing in the humor because life, you're supposed to laugh. I like throwing in like the personal videos of me. I did a video of me trying out a Tim Hortons donut the other day.
I saw that one and you were like, this is not that good. But then you like the oatmeal raisin cookie.
And I was like, I fucking love my oatmeal. And I just,
yeah.
But that, even just that alone tells you I'm from Canada. It tells you that I love Tim Hortons. I love baked goods. It tells you that like, you know, like even if you've never seen a video of mine and that's the first video you see, you're like, this guy, you know, he swears, he's kind of funny, like he's open, right? Like it teaches you a lot about me as a content creator. I'm in a relationship now, and she is also a content creator, and we were talking about a lot of stuff, and she's in a bit of like a writer's block situation, and I'm like, this is where you pull out your phone and talk about yourself. Like if you have a lot of followers that follow you for your illness, and that's what she's really like based a lot of her stuff on. When we talk about anything, talk about how you love your cat or why you love your cat, and talk about your tattoos. Do a whole tattoo show. Like let people see more of you, because that's these days it's not really about niches anymore. You're not like a content creator, like a personal creator now. People are invested into you. So that's my content I like to make, is the one that I know is making a difference, and more feels like the right content to make rather than just like a silly thing. I think it's important to have those silly things. I call it filler content. I'll try to have like a serious video or something where I'm talking to the camera, and then in between that, I'll have filler content where like I hope it pops off and I hope people like it. But if regardless, like this shows you more about me.
I think that's like I follow people. I don't follow like the information, because there's a girl that I followed that she was like a YouTube tip person, and then she did like a home renovation, and now she has a baby, and I'm like, I don't give a shit what this lady does in her life. I'm just gonna keep checking her YouTube channel and all of her socials. And now she does like baby reviews, and I'm like, I don't really care, because you know my son's 17, my daughter's 13. I'm not changing diapers, but I still love her. And so I'm like, I follow people, and I think that's the most like important thing that a lot of content creators miss, is just like giving their personality to the audience. And that's something that I actually struggle with. Like I do give my personality, I think, but I struggle with talking about, I don't know, like things that I'm just like, is that okay to talk about? Or I'm scared that I'll like have people unfollow me if I talk about, like, if I sort of lean towards like talking about anything that's political or my religious views or just anything. Like I've had some like extremely vulnerable situations as a girl in a wheelchair, and I'm like, should I talk about that on YouTube videos, or is that like, I don't know. It's just, there's some things that it's taken me so long to sort of cross that line. And I get more and more open the longer that I talk to a camera, because you sort of just forget that there's people on the other side. And like a few times I've like chatted about, like, I'm like pissed at my husband or something. He's like, dude, you were just like bitching about me on your YouTube channel live to a bunch of people. And I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot, you know, sorry.
But personal life.
Yeah. But I love that. You should give a shout out to like, what's your girlfriend's
Totally Funkless at Totally Funkless. She makes content. She has, I'm always mess this up. It's ankyospondylitis or something along the lines of that. It's like I've heard of it before. It's like an arthritis. Funkless.
Okay, totally Funkless.
Yes.
Okay, you tell me if I did that right when I put. Oh, you can't see. Can you see the comments?
I can't.
You can't see my thread. Like you can't see the thread of comments.
Okay. She just typed in my chat. Ankylosing spondylitis. I'm sorry, babe. I fucked that up. I don't know. Okay.
It's okay. We don't all have to be able to say the things.
Yes.
I mean, okay. So I have some questions, like if we just like go backwards a little bit, because I'm curious who you were before you were paralyzed. Like who was Brandon before he was paralyzed? What did you do? Did you say how old you were? You said 2017.
I'm 33 now.
So I'm not going to do the math live because I just will look like
I was 25 when I got hurt.
We were 25. Okay.
Yeah, I was like 2 weeks before my 25th birthday. So technically I was 24.
Okay. So, who were you before your accident? Like, what did you do? What did you like to do? And then just like the second part to that question, like how did your identity fundamentally shift and change with your disability? Or you just kind of embrace the disability as an addition to your identity? Because I know that like there's huge sort of divide on this question, because a lot of people, they totally change, and then other people just add it to their coolness, you know?
Yeah. I think that Brandon before paralysis was crazy. Like so growing up, if you had asked me what I wanted to be growing up, I wanted to be Jim Carrey. I've always been this. I've always been this obnoxious, this people person, like a class clown. I've always been the person that brings people together. I was an athlete my whole life. I played football, baseball, wrestling, soccer, everything. I loved it. And I've always wanted to be that. I've always wanted to be something. I knew that I had something coming. I just didn't know what that was. And I've always been the life of the party. And I think that when it comes to partying, I did a lot of it. I think I did a lot of, depending on where you met me in my life, you might have a different opinion on me. Because I was crazy. I was fun. They say the phrase like young, dumb, and full of cum, right? You're just crazy, right? And I think that when this happened to me, it was almost like life telling me to sit, like literally and figuratively sit, right? And I've had even friends say, you know, there's a bit of a silver lining here. Like, you know, you don't know what would have happened if you kept going on that track. Not that I lost control, but you just never know these days with how crazy you are. Mm-hmm. And when I got hurt, I remember my friends coming into the hospital, and some of the thing that they would say a lot of was, I'm really happy that you're still the same guy. Like, you're still the same guy.
Yeah.
Because when I first got hurt, I was in a coma. I was in a coma for 5 days, and I was in ICU, and I was all zonked on all these meds. And I think it confused a lot of people. Like, how is he going to be after all of this? Like, what's going to happen? And I don't remember much of that hospital stay, little tidbits here and there, but I must have just been me. I must have just continued being me. And even my friends telling me, like, look, what's the next journey? Like, how are you going to bring people together now? Like, this doesn't stop, right? Like, you're going to be a gamer. Like, how are we going to do that? And I think the grand scheme of things is I'm a better person all in all from this paralysis, only because I was like forced to just sit down and look at the same four walls for a long period of time and assess my entire life. I had like so much time by myself. I don't have parents. My parents passed away when I was 18.
No.
And I don't have any brothers and sisters. So when it came to my hospital, I was literally alone for months. God. And I just kind of like, it allowed me to sit and be like, why did you do that when you were younger? Why would you do that? And like, I wish you had done this, and I wish you had done that. And like, just kind of like really, really, really sit with my thoughts and everything. And I came out of this hospital being like, you're the same person, but there's got to be some changes that make. And I think that if anybody is the same person that they were a year ago, then they're doing something wrong. I think it's almost a change is inevitable. It depends. It's up to you on what that change is going to be. I'm the exact same person I always was. I will always be this obnoxious person. I don't sugarcoat shit. I think that you need to show respect to people in certain situations, right? If you are used to saying words that maybe people don't like that word, then shut your mouth and just respect other people. But there also comes a point in time where it's like, do not nerf yourself for anybody. I struggle. Totally. You mentioned just even posting content specifically. Like, I don't know if these people are going to like this or they're not. I think in the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Just do it. Right.
I know that's what I struggle so much. I swear so much in my personal life. And I struggle so much just being like, because a lot of people are turned off by that. I mean, like, they're just turned off by that. And that's a reality. Like, my podcast co-host, Fred, he does a lot of drugs, like recreational drugs, like mushrooms, mostly like hallucinogenics. But he talks a lot about that on the podcast, and a lot of people don't like that.
Too bad.
And so we had like one video where we were talking about like just like the Trump election and stuff, and we got so much hate on that. And it's just like, it's really hard to know how much to talk about, because if everybody has something they believe that's different than you, and I always try to tell people, like, if I believe something different than you, but you found me for some reason, we obviously have a connection, and you found me and connected with me because you liked something about me. So if there's something you don't like about me that I say, I'm like, that's just part of being human. We all have differences, but that doesn't mean that you have to be like, oh, I'm going to totally write that person off. I mean, if I was killing kittens or something, yeah, maybe don't follow me. But it's just such a hard thing. But yeah, I like that you didn't change. Did you struggle at the beginning at all? Like, I always wonder about that. Like, where did you have super dark thoughts, or did you just be like, I can't do anything about this, and life goes on?
Yeah, no, I was not okay in the beginning at all. Like, I was not, again, no parents, no family.
Yeah, I can't even imagine that.
Yeah, I was not okay at all. I think what really fucked me up, like in the first like so I got paralyzed in 2017. In the first 3 years, I was just living in limbo, like just like a fog, eating like crap and just smoking weed and just doing nothing with anything. Like, just not living my life at all. No sports, no really going outside, nothing. And then COVID happened in 2020. Ooh. And not that I was like out there doing stuff, but I was like, oh, I'm allowed to do this. Like, everybody else is doing it, so can I. Like, now it's cool to do what I've been doing for 3 years. So that like just ate more and was more depressed, and I wasn't going anywhere. And I was living in a city that was really drug heavy, a lot of really ghetto, and I didn't want to go outside because it was literally dangerous. Like, there's just a lot of, especially my area I lived in, being a wheelchair user, like, I'll defend myself as best as I can, but there's only so much I can do. Yeah. Right. So yeah, like, I don't, and going along with what you had mentioned before, like, I don't try to sugarcoat anything. There was, in the beginning when I was in the hospital, there was an attempt where I was just like, we're taking ourselves out of this situation in life, and it didn't work. And I'm glad it didn't, because I wouldn't be here right now. Right. There's been a lot of dark thoughts like that, where it's like, why am I in so much pain? I'm in pain every day. Like, it's not fair. These thoughts don't leave, they come and go. And I think that being able to talk about it like this, instead of being in my bed thinking this, is sort of therapeutic, right? Yeah. And for people to hear this and possibly relate as well, knowing that someone else is in their bed or dealing with something and trying to push through life, is really important. Like, it's really fucking important.
I think that talking about the struggles and having the struggles is the thing that helps people come out of them. Because I don't know about you, but like, when I see people that get paralyzed and just like day one, they're like so positive and they're like, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm like, who the fuck are you? Like, who are you? And it's really hard. I think that and I'm so happy for those people. I'm so happy for those people. Yeah. I'm glad that there are people out there like that. But like, I want to say 90% of the people who are paralyzed, every single one of us has suicidal thoughts at the beginning. 100%. And if you don't have anybody else out there that's telling you, I came through this, you can too, then it's like, they think even worse thoughts. Like, I am such a loser. Like, I can't get over this. Like, what is wrong with me? I definitely should kill myself, because what is wrong with me? Right. And I'm totally like you. Like, I was like just frozen in limbo, and I was 13 when I was paralyzed. So it was like very weird for me, because I was like going through like, like getting into boys and all that stuff. And I just lost a lot of confidence because it was terrible. Because I was just like,
people don't understand. Like, I was an adult and people had the option to be able to learn. You're a kid and people are like, you're different.
Yeah, I know. Right? It's like, I had stupid friends. Like, I was just worried about everything. I didn't want anybody to know how I had to pee or poo, because I'm like, nobody's going to like me if they know any of that stuff. And if I was terrified of like peeing my pants in class, and then I did at some point. And I was terrified of like just everything. I was scared to go places with people, and I was not independent. My mom did everything for me. And so I had to be home to let my mommy help me go to the bathroom. So that was like, I felt super shitty about that. It was just a lot of like, frozen. I was just frozen. And then eventually I got over it. And, I'm doing all the things I do now because I'm like, somebody's out there, whether they're 13, 14, 25, 65, it doesn't matter. There's people out there being like, how do I find my pee hole with a catheter when I can't feel my vagina? Like, how do I do this? How do I do that? So I make that content. And I think that's why I landed on your content, because I really like that you do that too. You're talking about like the real stuff. Also making fun of yourself, which I want to kind of get into, where you're like, be the bigger man. You show yourself kind of heavier in a wheelchair. So you've had like a dramatic health transformation. Like, you don't talk about that a lot sort of on your channel. Not that I've seen, but you have had a dramatic health transformation. So can we just like talk about that for a minute? Because I know a lot of people in wheelchairs think, I can't exercise, I can't lose weight, yada, yada, yada. And you did all of that,
Yeah.
even in pain, even with all of the struggles. So I just wanted to sort of like, how did you do it? Like, what was the like impetus where it's like, I can't do this anymore. I'm going to be healthy.
Yeah, it was a lot of different, it was a combination of a couple of different things. I think that, like I mentioned before, when you have something thrown at you, you have a decision to make. Do you take the bad path or the good path? And I took the bad path a lot. When it came to beginning my disability, I was eating like shit. It was just eating ice caps and cookies every single day. And I had no reason to do anything. I had no reason to get outside, no reason to go to the gym, and no reason to do anything. And I had found wheelchair basketball, and I started kind of pushing around, and I really liked it. I was like, this is so cool. I get to be an athlete again. And I liked it. And it was hard because I was so big to push myself around. And then I actually, I'd started going to the gym because I was like, I need to get stronger to be able to push myself a little bit better. And then I went through this crazy breakup that like took me down. And it was almost like, I'm going to make her regret her decision. It was like revenge body time, right? It really, and I was already kind of in the gym a little bit because I was going to basketball. So I was just like, fuck her. Like I really was just like, we got to lock this in. Like, I'm just going to make her, like, this is the worst decision that she's ever made. Anyway,
that's hilarious.
So I started going, but it wasn't long. It was like a month and a half into doing that to where I was just like, my reasoning for going shifted. Like, yes, it started out that way, and that was like the free pre-workout that I needed to go do it. But like, when I started going onto the basketball court, I was like, it's easier to push because I'm lighter. And it was like 2 months into, probably 2 solid months into looking into dieting properly. It's 92% diet.
It
is maybe even more than that, than diet,
especially as a wheelchair user. I mean, like the amount of extra calories that we can generate, metabolic activity for is like so small because we have our arm muscles, which actually don't, burn that many calories. So it's 90% diet. And
we don't have much cardio we can do. How much cardio is a wheelchair user doing? Right. Yeah. And like people think about losing weight as like going on the treadmill and lifting really, really heavy. You can lose weight and never leave your house as long as you stay in a calorie deficit. It took me a long time. As I started going to the gym, I did the research. How do people lose weight? I didn't even know what calories were. I had no idea.
Really?
I had no idea what that was. It was just numbers to me on the back of like a chocolate bar. I have no idea. So I started looking into that and being like, oh, okay, a calorie deficit. As long as I keep my numbers, I started putting it as a numbers game. Like, as long as I keep my numbers below this, and this is this many numbers. If I consume this, it's going to take me up to 500, and I can only get up to 8. I want my goal to be around 1800. Just learning and stuff like that. And then like the more I kept doing that, the more my everyday life got easier. The transfers from my chair to everywhere, to the toilet, to the car, to everywhere, even like picking myself up off the ground, the ability to fall out of my chair and pick myself up into my chair was like a sweaty, mouth breathing, horrible task when I was a big guy. And now I can do it in 3 seconds. And I think that as I started doing that, I was learning that at the gym. I was like, oh, I'm doing tricep dips. Like, this is very similar to like a transfer. So I started like looking into that, and I just realized like how much that was making my life so much better. Recently, and then I have been eating like total garbage, and I have not been going to the gym because I hurt my shoulder in the summertime, and I tried to continue going to the gym. I'm like, oh, it's gonna get better, and it never did, and it still never has. So I haven't really gone to the gym very much, and I haven't eaten very, very healthy. So like, I don't feel like this monument of physical perfection right now. And I think a big reason of why I don't make too much content on the fact that I lost a shit ton of weight in a chair. And I have talked about it because I think it is like, I mention it randomly and will be like, this has made my life really a lot easier to lose this weight. See what I looked like before and see what I look like now. It's over 100 pounds at this point. Like I lost over 100 pounds. It was crazy. I shedded an entire human being off my body. Yeah, it was nuts. But, I'm not a fitness influencer. Like I don't have that. I am not, if someone asks me how to, like, if you were to ask me in public how I did it, I'd say eat less, move more. And I just move on with my life. Like I don't.
Yeah, you don't want to teach people how to do it.
I don't have. It's not my. I don't have that knowledge. I don't have that knowledge. Like
totally.
I'm the same person that's going to go lift really heavy and then eat McDonald's as well, right? Like, but I also know that I would rather I have the intelligence to know that if I were to go to the gym and eat pizza, it will eradicate this workout. So I can lock it in and do the right things and eat the right things, and you feel better. Like your bowel and bladder routines are better when you're eating better and you're putting the right nutrients in your body. You start looking into vitamins and things, and you start oiling up this machine that you need to run for the rest of your life. You need to be a well-oiled machine. And as someone who is in a wheelchair, like our arms are our everything. So even as I'm going to the gym, if I hurt myself, I got to make sure I don't take that any farther, because I don't want to be even more crippled than I already am. Like I might just going to hurt myself in my one shoulder and just do circles forever. Like I literally just do circles the whole time. Right. Like
that's so funny.
So there is like, there's risks and benefits to it, but I think that everybody should look into just trying to be healthier in some aspect. I would go to the gym and do a hand bike. Like there is cardio to this. Go outside and you can push. Like if you don't live in the Antarctic, and as you know, we live in Canada, it's the Antarctic for 70% of the year. So for the 30% of the year, just go outside, man. Go push. Just go push. It's so good for you to go push. And then like, I don't know. Nobody's ever went to the gym and did a workout and was like, man, I regret that workout.
Yeah. I always say that to people, that like nobody's ever once eaten a healthy meal, gone to the gym, done something good, and it's like, yeah, I wish I didn't do that.
Never regret that.
Maybe if you're like, I was like crazy probably like 4 years ago, where I was like, I would get like literal anxiety if I ate like a chocolate bar or something. Don't be like that. But, also don't be like I am now, where I'm just like, I'm just going to mow down on all these mini eggs and then make myself sick. So, like you have to have a balance, I think.
You have to have a balance. I think you have to kind of be a bit of like to learn in the beginning. Like I was the same way. I like give myself it was chicken, rice, and vegetables every day.
Yeah.
And it was like that. And like, I wouldn't, if I had a chocolate bar, it was a protein bar. It would never be a chocolate bar. If I had pop, it wouldn't be pop. It would be a 0 calorie something carbonated.
Something. Yeah.
And I still try to keep these habits. Like if I'm at the store, I'm going to get the 0 calorie pop. And I'm going to try to get the protein bar over this. And I will be more conscious. I think being that way and being like really like aggressive towards it allowed you to like realize what's good. And now you're a little bit more conscious towards things. Like, you're not eating good. Mini eggs aren't bad. So at least you're not. I just know that Brandon, before I started all that, didn't know that. I had no idea. And I was eating myself sick. Like I don't even want to know the number of calories I was eating in a day. It was insane. I'll never forget. There's this one meal that I would order often. It was from this place called Meltwich. It's disgusting. It is a burger. It's a double bacon cheeseburger, and the patties are grilled cheeses. And then I would get a poutine with a milkshake on the side. And I was just like, that is lunch.
Yeah.
And like, you keep that, like, that's like more calories than you need in an entire day.
Your day. I know.
In a day.
The crazy thing, I actually got a nutrition certification. Then I realized I don't actually like teaching people how to eat healthy, because I would make meal plans for them and stuff. And what would happen is I would be their person that was helping them stay healthy instead of them learning how to do it. And I'm like, I don't like doing this, because, you can do just fine when you have meal plans from me, but I don't want to feel responsible for that. Yeah. So, but yeah, once you start trying to teach people how to like eat healthy, you go, it's actually not getting the whatever chicken burger at McDonald's and the small fries and the pop. It's actually not having the fries or the pop and getting the regular burger, because it's got like all your macros in there. But it's really hard for people. Sorry, just my tickle my throat. It's really hard for people to understand that. But if you are like, off the wagon a little bit and you want to join an accountability group, this is a shameless plug. I just started a community called the Happy, Healthy, Awesome Project, because I'm like, I am super out of shape right now. And all it is like, it's like an accountability community for people with disabilities. I do my workouts live, starting really small with like stretching. And then eventually I'm hoping that other people that will become coaches will have live workouts and stuff like that. And other things like meditation, journaling, whatever it is. I'm hoping to build like a community of all good things. But anyway, I'll send you an invitation to that after we're done this. If you want to join that, then you can join our accountability calls and be like, this is what I'm working on this week. But
a big part of why, I forgot to give credit where credit was due. A big part of why I was able to continue doing what I was doing was I had what we call accountability buddies, like me and my buddy Dan, and a couple other people too, where I like told my friends and my family, like, I'm trying to better myself. I'm trying to eat better. So do not invite me for pizza and wings and beer night. Right. Like, and if I am coming out, no, don't pressure me to get loaded with you guys, because I am trying something different. And everybody in my life was like, that's fucking awesome. No one is ever going to tell you no, that you're trying to better yourself. So, and I think even through that, maybe they try to better themselves just by watching you do it. If your best friend in a wheelchair is out here like going to the gym and trying to eat healthy, and then like you're not, my friends tell me all the time, like, fuck, like they're just like, man, like, fuck, like I had no excuses. There is no excuses. Like I am the living embodiment of no excuses, right? Like I'm at the gym, like grinding my teeth in so much pain, like I'm dying and I'm suffering in silence, but I'm still going because I still want to go. And it helps because my accountability buddies, specifically my friend Dan, he's very big into fitness. He was in the Army for a long time, and now he is a border patrol officer. So he's very like in tune with his body and being very jacked. And every day I get a text message from him, and we're ruthless. Like we're ruthless. I'm not one to shy away from shame. I actually think that there's a difference between bullying and shame. I think that shame should be, I talk about this a lot, especially recently. I don't think that shame is something that should be frowned upon. When Dan texts me in the morning and he's like, here's my eggs, my sweet potato, and my avocado. What did you eat this morning, fatty? And I'm like, you're right. It's going to be something like that.
Yeah.
It's something like that. Because if I send him back something like that, I am a fatty. And that's like, it is whatever. He's not calling me a fatty. He's not putting me down. But he's just making me, this is the reality of the situation. If you want to be whatever, this is it. Otherwise, you're fatty. And I'm going to call you fatty until you're not. And then later on, when I made my changes in life, he would tell me stories where he'd be at work before he got this job, border patrol. He was working at a Ford factory, and he would talk to his friends, and they'd be like, oh, I need to lose weight and do whatever. And he would just pull out a picture of me. He had these two pictures. He had a fat photo of me and a photo of me when I got as shredded as I ever had been in my life.
Yeah.
Like wheelchair user, my best friend, wheelchair user, did this in 8 months. You have no excuses. I don't want to fucking hear it. Yeah. And I love those type of people. That's how I am. Like, that's how I am. I am the type of, I will hug you and I will make sure that you're okay. And I will be this empathetic person. But if I don't actually believe in it, I will tell you, like, I don't fuck with that. Like, I'm not here to coddle you. I'm not here for sympathy. I'm not here to, I think you mentioned before how it's like you hold yourself back. You nerve yourself sometimes from putting things out there because you're worried about the opinion of other people. So do I. I am worried about the opinion of my best friend in grade 6 for some of my content still to this day. And it's like, when I push through that, it allows me to be this creative person that I am. But I think we also live in a world where people don't know how to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
Like, you're allowed to have the opposite opinion of somebody.
Yeah.
You're allowed to vote for the other person. That's the whole fucking point.
Yeah,
the whole point of life is that there's 2 sides, or there's 3 sides, or there's 4 sides, and nobody's going to be different. Like, I read this book called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. And it was like, it's an amazing book. It was a part of the breakup process and how to like figure out what happened here and why men tick the way that they tick and why women tick the way that they tick. And the grand scheme of it was just like saying that men and women are the same. Yes, we're the same creatures, but we're so different that we could be from completely different planets.
Yeah.
Right. And like that, I took that and was like, no, that's not just men and women. That is every human being in general. That's everybody, man. Like, yes, we are the same person. We're human beings, but like, I can't expect anybody to react the way that I react to certain situations.
Yeah.
That's not logical. Right. Yeah. But I also can't put someone down for having an opinion on something.
Yeah.
It is what it is. Maybe I can put my 2 cents in, and if they agree, maybe we'll shift their ideas towards it. But I don't think that, I don't know. I am like, I want to listen to everybody, man. Like, I don't put anybody down. I want to hear everybody's opinion on shit. And if I don't agree, it is what it is. Maybe we'll have a bit of an argument, but I don't think less of you because of that. And I don't think, like, I don't know.
I love what you said about shame, and I love what we were talking about just now, like this whole conversation, because I think there's like two extremes in the world today where everybody is easily offended and thinks that they need to say you offended me about this. I think we have that where people can't agree to disagree, and then we have like where everybody thinks that they should tiptoe around everybody because they're easily offended. So, you know what I mean? Like there's the easily offended people and the people who don't want to offend those easily offended people. And that we have these extremes of people that are like way too tolerant. And then these other people who aren't tolerant at all. And there's no like in between. And it drives me crazy.
Can I be honest
like,
with you? I would rather be in a room of an intolerant person than someone that has doesn't
Me too.
I want to hear the realness, not this like coddled up, like I am not the one. I am not the one to baby you. I am not it. Like I am not going to change my outlook on much, man. Like it's not like I'm very set in my ways, but I'm open to learning. Like I wouldn't say I'm set in my ways. I'm open to learning. I am who I am, but I don't know, man. I don't know how to say this properly. But I'm not gonna like confide or like change.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think I know you. Like you just want to be like really authentic, whatever it is that you're thinking.
Like, you just why do we have to? Why does everybody have to assess what they're saying? Why can't we just look? Why can't we just look back and be like, everybody? I don't care if you're black, white, purple, like
disabled,
brown, disabled. A dog, a human, a man, a male, a female, fucking they, them. I don't give a fuck. Like, I really do not care. How you treat other people is how I look at you. Like, I don't care who you have sex with. I don't care who you vote for. I don't care what you eat on your daily. I don't care what sports you play. I don't care what mobility. I don't care what mobility aids you use. I don't care. I don't care. It has no idea. It's nothing. It does not matter for you as a person. That does not tell me anything about you as a person.
Yeah.
My disability is the least interesting thing about me. It is the least interesting thing about all of us. Your sexuality is the least interesting thing about you. Your gender or your religion, least fucking interesting thing about you. Truly, I don't give a fuck. Like, I want to know how you treat. I want to know how you are with your family, how you are with your friends, how you are with your partner. I want to know like what you like to do in sports or like music, or I want to know you as a person. I don't give a shit about all this stuff. We take way too much out of like all that. That's way too much for me.
I agree. I agree. I think that people, they amplify little parts of themselves to make them super important. And it's so annoying. That's why whenever I teach at the local rehab hospital, and every time I go and teach, I teach a class called Returning to the Community, which is like helping people, be okay back into like normal life. And I'm always like, nobody cares about your disability. If you think that other people are thinking about your disability, make up good shit. I'm like, if somebody's staring at you, don't be like, they think I'm a weirdo. They don't think I'm a real person. I'm like, that maybe they think you're hot. Maybe they think you're strong. I'm like, if I don't know what somebody's thinking, I always make up good shit. I'm like, that guy thinks I'm hot. That guy thinks I'm super cool. That person is like, thinks I'm inspirational. I'm like, I think I am the coolest person in a wheelchair everywhere I go because I just make up shit about what other people are thinking. Because why would you make up bad shit? And then you're judging the person that didn't even say anything to you for making up bad shit you don't know that they're even thinking. And that's what so many people do about everything, about race, religion, gender, age, ableism, whatever it is. And I'm just like, okay, we have so much more in common with each other than we do differences. So let's just be like, wow, I love your shoes. Like, that's awesome. I need help getting this thing off the shelf. And by the way, like, I love your shirt, whatever it is. But I totally agree.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm the same way. I would just rather like know you as a person. And I think that's a lot of what my content is that like, yes, I am a disabled person. Yes, I do make disabled related content, but as I mentioned before, I am just a content creator from a seated position. So if you see people doing outfits of the day, or they're rating donuts, or they're you know what I mean, like, or they're just doing like lip syncing videos, they're like, this is a good song, or like, I am trying to be a part of that product. I'm trying to show that like, yes, I am disabled, but like, just like, I don't know, Kim Kardashian is like doing like her cool little lip syncing thing. So is Professor Parks. Is from a seated position. Like, I'm no different than her or whoever is out there doing whatever they're doing. Right. Like,
I think it's so like, I think because we have a disability, it's such a visible thing and we get so easily pigeonholed into that, genre or niche or whatever. And it's so valuable. Like you say, like it feels so good to make that content because it is super helpful. It's impactful. But yeah, sprinkling that other stuff in is so important. I've thought about rebranding to just Brittany so many times because I'm like,
It's Brittany
I
Brooks.
love karaoke and I love to cook and I love music and I love just so much stuff that I'm just like, how do you wrap that into disability? But I'm like, does it have to be
It
disability?
doesn't.
I don't know.
Empowered para is just like who you are as a person. That just is what you are. Like that's what your name is what you represent. Like I am Professor Parks. That's great.
Yeah.
Tell me more. Right. We
Yeah.
talked about like, okay, you're Professor Parks. Okay, you're the empowered para. Tell me more. Do you like?
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of music do you like? Like people want to know this shit. You just talked to me about how you followed one person for one reason and now they make content about other stuff you don't care about.
Yeah.
Like, I still want to know about this person's life. My girl is very into like reality TV shows. Loves reality TV, right? And she'll follow and she'll talk about other people that she follows from these reality TV shows in their everyday life. And it's like she is invested into that person.
Yeah.
She was like, I like that person from the show. I want to see what they're up to in their everyday life. And she just follows them. And it's like, that is content creation as a whole. And you're not following. Yeah, maybe you found them from one video, you like that video. But like, so somebody finds me from a gaming video because they like games.
Yeah.
And then they go to my page and they're like, holy fuck, this guy's in a wheelchair.
Yeah, they don't even know.
Holy fuck. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, okay, cool. Like now they're like, oh, this is it just opened. They're like, holy crap, I didn't even realize that. Or sorry, if it's a video about, I don't know, if you wanted to talk about your fitness stuff or anything, if you made a video about whatever, someone found that, went to your page, and it was like empowered para. What else do they do? Like, I think that opens up your gate to everything. Like, do not allow yourself to be nerfed to this one niche. We can't live in niches anymore, right? Everybody's like, what's your niche? What's your podcast about? What's your content about? Me, bitch.
Yeah.
Me. Right?
I know. I think that's so interesting that people find out who you are in different, aspects of your life and they don't know other parts of you. So like I'm a teacher and a lot of times I'll be just doing my thing at school and then somebody will be like, wait, what? You have a YouTube channel? And I don't talk about it there, but then they're like, wait, you're a YouTuber? And they're thinking it's so interesting. And then, when I first started my channel, people were like, wait, what? You're also a teacher? Like,
that's,
and then they find out all these things that are different parts of your personality that, there's like a whole part of you that sometimes you don't, share in different, buckets of your life. But that's so interesting. What kind of games do you play? I am not a video game person, so I probably won't know any of the names that you're going to talk about. But I'm sure lots of people watching are video game people.
Yeah, growing up, I've been playing games since I could hold a controller, ever since I was a kid. Being an only child, I like kind of just was looking for stuff to do. And my parents passed away pretty young. So I was kind of like leaned into my friends for a lot of that. And we played games together. There's a lot of that. And so it was like the classic Mario and Nintendo games and all those fun Nintendo stuff growing up. But nowadays I play like Overwatch. I play a lot. I think I'm really like addicted to Overwatch.
Is it like a PC game or like okay.
There's a lot.
I'm always just like, I don't know the difference between like console games and like ones that you play on a computer. I don't know. But
I grew up playing everything, Call of Duties and Halo. And I am a gamer. I'm a nerd. I watch a lot of anime and I'm a dork. Like I love it. It's just been, I've fully immersed myself into this because it's what I like. It's what I've always liked. So like if there's a new game that comes out, I'll try it out. And me and my friends are always, because I do live streams, we'll try out like little indie games that are just kind of dumb, right? But it could be good content or it could be fun. Right. So I don't try to limit myself to stuff. I do find that for a while, I've just been so hard stuck on Overwatch because I've been playing it since 2016. And it's just something that
Wait, is it just like an epic story that you like?
No, it's like a fight. So it's like you think about like Marvel and think about like the Marvel characters.
Yeah.
So there's a game called Marvel Rivals. It's the same game essentially, but it's like it's like one team chooses the good guys, so you can choose from like Iron Man or like the Hulk, and then the other team chooses from the bad guys. So they're like, I don't know, Magneto, like the bad people, right? And then they fight. And then you're literally like, you are Superman. You're flying around and like doing laser eyes, and like it's cool. Like you can be a kid again. Like I don't know, it's cool. Like it's not. I spend a lot of time like just being the soldier in Call of Duty, like and shooting around, and that's fun as hell. Like I been a soldier and just playing aim and shoot all day long. But yeah,
that is so funny. I don't know how that doesn't get old. Like my son is 17. He's going to be 18 in like 4 months or whatever. And he's always loved video games with his buddies. And he's like, it's a way to socialize. It's like during COVID, like they didn't miss a beat with each other because they're freaking all on headsets. And I'm like, who are you talking to? And he's like, my friends. I'm like, okay, I'll get out of your way. But I'm just like, I don't know. Now his girlfriend is a gamer too. And I'm like, this is weird to me that a girl is a gamer, but they're like talking on their like game or whatever. And I'm like, this is
my girl's a gamer too. I love it. It makes me so comfortable because I know that I can just be myself. She likes cozy games. She likes like Stardew Valley and like I don't know. Like, I don't know what the games that she likes. They're very cozy games, like little Fall Guys or whatever, something nice like that, right? But I also, one of my friends' fiancés is better than all of us at Call of Duty. Yeah. So it blows me away, but I think it's just what you like, right? And I think that finding someone that likes the same similar things that you like is important. I also that when I think the best way that I can describe to somebody that doesn't really enjoy gaming, or isn't into gaming or can't really understand why someone can do that for so long is that like when my mom was growing up, she would sit in the couch, watch Price is Right, be on the phone, like the cordless phone with her friends. Hours. They would all be sitting there. Oh, what are you going to watch some Maury now? We're going to watch some Wheel of Fortune. Okay, switch the channel. And they're doing it on the phone and they're watching the same stuff. Right? Or they're like, oh, let's do a little workout together. I'll stay on the phone and we'll do our little Pilates. There's no difference than me putting my headset on and playing some games. Or a lot of the times I'm like in the chat call with people and I'm cleaning my house and we're talking about things. And it allows me to be connected. This is my version of what my mom was doing to stay in touch with her friends. I grew up going to our friends' houses. We lived in a world where internet wasn't quite big. It wasn't a big thing. So it was everybody meet up at this one person's house to go play games and we'll all take turns to do whatever. Now we live in a world where I don't have to leave my house. I don't have to put pants on. Like I can literally like play games with the same people that I grew up playing games with, and no one has to like drive and try to meet up to one destination and make this whole big thing about it. I just press play. And it's so cool to have that so easily accessible now.
I think the one thing that has always stopped me from being able to play video games really well is like maybe it's like my fine motor skills or like my hand-eye coordination. Like I'm like, how the frig do you remember what you're doing with the controls? Like I don't remember where the buttons are and what the buttons are doing. But you know, I used to play like Super Nintendo and like that kind of stuff, or like Mortal Kombat, stupid shit like that, where you're fighting. I could play all that stuff. So I think it's just that I have to like do it, but I don't know. It's so hard. I used to play stuff like Skylanders when my son was like younger and liked that kind of stuff. Yeah. That's a little bit of a story and, you know, you're kind of on a mission and all that stuff. So if there's games like that, then maybe. But yeah, my husband liked the Last of Us games. So and that's like a story that you're following. So I know he's played it like a bunch of times.
Oh, so good. The show is so good too. He probably watched the show too.
Yeah, I actually had a friend that she was in like one of the episodes or whatever. She's part of the talent agency that I belong to. I don't ever get any like.
So you mentioned this is actually really cool. It made me think about something. So you mentioned like your dexterity and your hands and stuff like that, and like sort of like what you're saying about like playing games.
Yeah,
it's like your fine motor skills, right? Yeah. So when I first got injured, I was paralyzed from the navel down. I was actually quadriplegic when I first got injured. So my hands didn't work. Yeah. My hands, and slowly through time, like the nerves regenerated. But one of the last things to come was the feeling in my hands. And it's still not 100%. Like it'd be like, oh, I can feel that a little bit, but a little up this finger, I don't feel anything at all. And then the fingertip, it's like halfway. And like every little area, it's like, I don't know, it feels weird. It's all spotty. My hands are spotty. Like especially the more I use them, they just go numb. It's just from nerve damage, I guess. But coming out of the hospital, I couldn't feel my hands at all. I couldn't feel them at all. Even 10 months into paralysis, I couldn't feel them. So what I was doing, and I want to play games so badly, so what I was doing was I was cutting out Velcro and I was putting Velcro stickers on all my buttons and all my joysticks. And it allowed me to like keep my fingers on there and like move my hands around more. And kind of like it let me like learn that and like be familiar with that. And when I told my occupational therapist that, she had mentioned that like, that is a really good idea. I'm going to tell my elderly patients about putting that on their like converters.
Yeah.
Right. So if you have hand problems, you have hand issues, like just having something on the buttons to be able to stimulate it, like braille.
It's like tactile. Yeah.
Yeah. Tactile. Yeah. Like having like braille.
That's such a good idea. And even like having,
stimulate my hands too.
To me, if I'm feeling the buttons, they all feel the same. Obviously, they're different shape and stuff.
Yeah.
But like having a different texture, like that's like a clear, you know, signal to your brain. Like that's a different button.
You don't have to look down, you know, the feeling, right?
Yeah. That's such a good idea. See, I don't know. Like, I don't know if you made a video about that or not, but that's like a good little,
I think I made a video about that like 7 years ago. I probably should do it again.
I know that's one of the things with like things that get buried so much is like, you have to like almost revamp them. I have a video about like how my bowel routine, like I literally just put a camera on while I was doing my bowel routine and like up, obviously like, you know, face up, but I have to do it again because I've changed a few things and it's all updated. And I just, I haven't done it.
You also get new followers. You also get new followers that want to ask these questions, right? So like a lot of, even just what you said there, like there are so many videos that I have already made. And then people ask questions like, well, how do you drive? And I'm like, fuck, I've made this video 3 goddamn times.
Yeah.
Right. But it doesn't matter because you're going to get new followers and they might not know. So you got to keep making that video. You got to see, like you just reminded me, like I should probably make that video about that hand.
Yeah.
Thing, right. Like, I know
there's some people that I've followed for years and they say the same shit all the time and I don't care because I just love them and I know that they're just updating people, but we're like at the hour mark. I'm going to ask you a little bit about your pain and then I will let you go so that I'm not, you know, stealing your
I have all the time in the world, by the way. You don't have to worry about that.
Sometimes we stay on for like an hour and a half. It depends on like who all is watching and what we're talking about, but I'm so curious about your pain because you've mentioned that like numerous times now. Is it nerve pain? What does it feel like for you? What do you do with it? Like, do you take medication? Do you just like grit and bear it? Like, what do you do?
Yeah, so it is nerve pain. It's like a neuropathy. So it's like my brain will try to send signals down to my legs, my paralyzed parts of my body, and it hits off of the scar that's in my spinal cord and sends it back as like a negative, like something's going on, something's wrong. And it is constant. Like if I were to sit here for an hour, I could be like, I'm feeling buzzing in my right knee. And then at the same time, like it's also stabbing in my left big toe. So it'd be like burning.
Sorry, that's my dog.
That's okay.
My husband just got home.
Yeah.
He's freaking out.
No worries. So the pain is very like, it is all over the place. It is like a burning. It feels like I'm being tasered sometimes, like a stabbing. It's like sometimes when you like, if you're like a limb falls asleep and it's like very like staticky, tingly feeling. Sometimes it's that, but really, really intense, like too much. Like it's where it's like localized to one area. And it's very uncomfortable. I think a lot of the feeling is being uncomfortable, and then it can take it to where it's like a zapping, like a stabbing. I swear the best way to describe it is being tasered. Like it's like it's like a stab and a zap at the same time, and it's different for everybody. Everybody's pain is so different, and sometimes it's worse and sometimes it's not as bad. Like I haven't been able to figure this out. I was just talking to my girlfriend about this yesterday, how in the morning I felt like $1,000,000. I was like, babe, like I am at like almost a 0 in pain right now. This is unheard of. I don't even like talking about this because I don't want to jinx it. And then towards the end of the night, I am holding my foot, like leaning back and forth because my foot is on fire. And like in these moments, like I don't know what to do. Right. I have a spinal cord stimulator that is installed into my back. Do you know what a TENS unit is, by any chance?
Yeah, I'm familiar with them.
Yeah. So a TENS unit, it's essentially, for anybody that doesn't know what a TENS unit is, it's like put pads on your muscles and it stimulates them, like it vibrates. There's probably more a scientific way to explain that, but they put a TENS unit in my spine. So they put these like, it's a battery, it's like a pacemaker battery, and it's connected to wires that go up to these leads, and the leads emit the vibration, and the leads are right on where my scar is. So when I turn on this like machine, you can see that it shows, oh, you can't see anything because I just fucking dropped it. It shows my battery life. it shows my battery life. Like it's low. And it shows the battery life of the controller. And then I charge my battery.
How do you charge the thing inside?
This
like in your body
right here. So you know how you have those like pad things you put your phones on, like wireless charging?
Yeah.
It's like that, but medically. So I attach this to this, and it drains the power from this through this little pad onto my back. It's like right into my like love handle.
Yeah.
This stimulator is the only thing that has helped me parks specifically. Like I don't know any medication that has touched my pain. There was a point fresh out of the hospital, probably one of the reasons why I was so unhealthy was that I was on every single medication for nerve pain at the highest dosages. And there's no like, this isn't Oxycontin, this isn't Percocet, this isn't any opioid. I wish I can get a little high and enjoy this at some relaxation. It doesn't touch it. Like it doesn't touch that type of pain at all. So that wasn't the type of medication I was on. It was just stuff that's trying to distract your brain. I don't really even know what that med does, what those meds do. And it doesn't always help people. Like some people, like my grandma lives off gabapentin. She loves it. It's given her life because of her pain and with her stroke and stuff like that. I know lots of people that have good outcomes for medications, Lyrica, Cymbalta, carbamazepine. There's so many different medications out there. You just gotta kind of find the one that works for you. Unfortunately, none of it worked for me. None of it. So I do things like sorry, I don't want to just cut you off. I think that the greatest thing to help my pain is distraction. It's tough because you can't be distracted 24/7, but it's just distraction in any capacity at all. This is where it's like I'm literally pushing through it. Like I say push through it, like I'm literally pushing through, like I'm suffering in silence. I am like grinding my teeth and I'm just like going to the gym, make the content, clean your house, listen to music, be distracted, do anything you can to keep your mind off this pain. And it like, I don't know, it's not easy. It's not recommended. It's the only thing I can figure out how to do. Like,
I think literally every single thing that you said about nerve pain is my exact nerve pain. Okay. Gabapentin, none of those things helped me. They just made me really tired, almost kill myself driving. 100%. Terrible for me. And I just, distraction, because like your brain is literally just like getting all of those messed up messages and trying to interpret them, and it's just interpreting them as pain. So like the fastest way to get rid of that pain is to just get your brain doing something else. And but electrocution, being tasered, most of the time it's like burning pins and needles, but then in my chest specifically it's like being electrocuted, and it's like I call it like fizzling out. So it's like massive like electrical signal here, and then it goes all around like my level of injury. And it's like, it's not like a tickle, but it's like, oh my God, it's like so painful.
So intense, man. I think that with the distraction, I think that if you really think about like nerve pain, when I get in pain, I get nervous. Like when I'm nervous, it makes your nerve pain worse. Like I'm worried that how long is this pain going to last? How bad is it going to get? And you're nervous. And when you're nervous, it makes your nerve pain worse. Right. So if you can try to be distracted and like, do anything that you can, like anything to make yourself feel better. I have showers to like try to like distract my body, hot and cold. I'm trying to do anything to listen to music, even like TMI, but like even like being like sexually active, right? Like that like is distracting. And then like even like that release that you have at the end is like you calms your nerves down. It is a way to be able to relax and just calm your nerves down. How do I calm my nerves down? Like especially at night when I try to go to bed, how do you be distracted in bed? Right? Like that's like so I'm like having the TV on and like trying to like find different ways to like be distracted and like learn about my pain every day.
One of the things that's helped me like pretty significantly, and it's something you have to practice all the time. It's really hard. It's just like cognitive behavioral therapy. And it's literally just managing your thoughts, emotions, and physical reactions to the pain, because the more of a reaction that you have, like you say, thinking about like how long is this pain gonna last, like, oh my God, I can't handle this, the higher or like the more those brain centers get activated that interpret the pain as really bad. And so it took me probably like 2 years of being like, don't tense up, which is so freaking hard when you have nerve pain, especially when you get the like zapping kind. So like just like actively relaxing your muscles, and then being like, I can handle this. This is a funny feeling instead of like painful. This tickles or whatever the thoughts are. But it's a very long haul because you're just trying to reduce the activity in those brain centers. But yeah, it's such a bitch. I mean, if I could take one thing away that would probably make my quality of life really a lot higher, it would be just like that constant nerve pain, and then it would be bowel and bladder, and then it would be walking. But
I always say that I always say a lot. I say this often that I'm like, my nerve pain is what disables me. Like this wheelchair is not disabling me from living my life at all. Like it prevents me from doing shit, obviously, but it is not what disables me. Like this nerve pain is what stops me from doing everything, man. Like everything. Like it's just like you said, we try to find everything we possibly can to manage, right? And like you said, like having the right mindset going into certain things, and like you said, not tensing up. Like I always talk about like that's basically like in my mind, I'm like, you have to just be tortured right now and then it'll leave you alone. I call it my pain demon. And it's like, he just wants to fuck with your foot for a little while. Just let him do it. Just let him torture you for a little bit. And just like you said, like laugh it off. Like I'm like, even yesterday I was talking to my girl and I was like, I'm in so much pain. It's almost comical. Like I was actually trying to laugh through it. I'm like, this is like, there's nothing I can do about it. And like, I had to drive her home. She's like, oh, I'll take an Uber. Like, no, like I'm not stopping my life because of this pain.
Totally.
Right. And like this drive could help distract me. Right. But like in that moment, I'm just like, I'm laughing. I'm almost like hysterical because I'm just like, this is so tough. Like, this is my reality. Like, this is so fucking tough.
It is so hard. And it's really hard. It's like one of those things you can't really explain to somebody. Like I basically have one good arm. Like this arm doesn't have nerve pain in it, and that's it. And like every other part of my body, I'm just like, I can move, you know, from my chest up, and then I have this one good arm that doesn't have pain, and my head doesn't have pain. And I'm just like, how do you explain that to somebody that doesn't really get it? But I think I had a question in here. I'm just gonna get to the comments a little bit because somebody was asking about your level of injury.
T6 to T9.
Oh, that's exactly like pretty much where I am. But
it's weird though. It's inflammation. Like it's again, like mine isn't the same as like a lot of spinal cord injuries where it's like you have an accident where something happened. I just have my scar is from an inflammation from an autoimmune disease. So like the scar it's big. It's from T6 to T9. But like a lot of like if I were to be sitting beside someone that has an injury of that level, they might have. I found a lot of people at that level like don't have things that I have. Like I have I'm very, very benefited in the fact that like, and this is such a weird thing to say that like I'm benefited to have this, but like I'm happy that I have my bowel and bladder. Like I have
that's
function.
very lucky.
So most people in my level don't have that. Like they just don't. And like it's weird because again, like I am like I have a spinal cord injury, but I don't have a spinal cord injury. So like it's hard for me to relate to some people like that. Like I have people on my basketball team that they're like, I don't get what you have. And I'm like, I don't get what I have, man. Right? Like it's just like it's everybody. I don't know. It's considered a spinal cord injury, and I do have a level of injury, a scar, T6 to T9. But my what I've had come out of that isn't the same as somebody that has the same level.
Can you move your legs then?
Not really. I have hip flexor movement. So
you can like lift your hips.
Kinda.
Or you can go in and out.
In and out, yeah. So I can like grab a cup and hold a cup.
Oh,
that's what you get from me, right? Like I can go in and out, and that's about it. I can't go up and down. But this is huge for me. Like to hold a cup like that's awesome. Huge. This is huge.
And like to be able to have your bowel and bladder, like that's freaking so nice. That's really big. I mean, it takes a lot of people's energy
hours,
as person with a spinal cord injury, and just a lot of like the confidence. I mean, that was part of my whole, fear when I was a teenager, was just like, how the fuck do I use a catheter? And I don't know how to do this. And so I think that that's like such a huge thing. It doesn't negate any of the, tough experiences that you have as a wheelchair user. Cause I freaking hate people that are like, mine's worse than yours. And it's just like, oh my God, there's nothing worse than that. But,
I would trade this pain, and I would, and this is going to sound crazy to some people, but I would, if I had the option to trade my pain for someone's bowel and bladder problems, I would trade it. I
You
would
think so?
I
Yeah, I
know
think
so. I know
yeah.
so. It is like this is the worst thing that I ever like. I slept for 3 hours last night. It doesn't stop. I
That's
understand that
brutal.
bowel and bladder routine does take
Yeah.
it's really rough. And
Yeah.
it does take hours out of
Well,
your day.
actually, it's not actually that rough once you get
It's
used
just
to it. Because a lot of
tedious.
people
Yeah,
think it's really rough, but it's not that bad.
it's a routine. You come
Yeah.
into a routine, you get used to it,
Yeah.
right? And like there's no routine for this pain. There's
Yeah.
no
Like I said,
rhyme or
that's the
reason.
first thing I would take away is the nerve pain.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And like sometimes when I talk, like I feel bad. I know that disability is such a broad spectrum.
Yeah.
So not everybody is going to relate the same way. But like with me, like I'm fully paralyzed, can't feel my legs, but like my bowel and bladder works. And I don't have an issue like I don't have like an issue with like erections and stuff like that, or like
Oh,
ejaculating
that's
and
also
stuff like
really
that, which is
amazing.
incredible. When I first got injured, I did. When I first got injured, I did have a bowel and bladder program. I was using suppositories. I
Well, so
did use a
you
catheter.
get it.
For sure. I was
Oh.
100% in that world. I was, my nerves were recovering. I got very lucky to get what I got back. But like even something like my sexual function didn't come. That was the last thing to come back. I was like, I think it was like 11 months into my injury where just one day randomly it happened. I was like, holy fuck. Like, and I felt
you're like,
yes. Like I was so fired up. I can go into mad detail about that. But like
hilarious.
There was a moment of like, I was so emasculated and I felt like I was a man again. Yeah. And like I had that brought back. And I know that through medication or injections and stuff like that, that this is possible. I have a friend that is going through in vitro right now with this girl, tells me all the details about how they use a little vibrator to extract the semen out of him and stuff like that. I'm like, that's so crazy. Like in my mind, and we joke about it, I'm like, that's so unfortunate because like I don't have that issue. And like, I go into graphic detail about it, but like, I'm just like, that's so unfortunate. And like, I think it's cool that he can talk to me about that. And I can also be in the same situation, be like, I don't have that issue and we can kind of relate, whatever. But like, everybody's different. And I think that everybody is different. You just have to take what you have and just be thankful with what you have. Again, like I would trade my pain for bowel and bladder and lack of sexual function any day without letting you even finish that sentence. Yeah. I would, if I had a genie in front of me that was like, hey, I can fix you walking, no problem, but the pain's not going to go away. Or I can make it so you're going to be paralyzed the rest of your life. There's nothing that can fix you. No cool things that come out can fix you. It won't work for you, but I can take that pain away. I wouldn't even let it finish the sentence. Yeah. I'm going to take this fucking pain away right now. Right now. Yeah. This is what disables me the most. Like even right now, I turn my simulator on like halfway through this. It's usually on all the time. I am like being like vibrated, shocked right now. And you wouldn't even know it. Like, I'm just like, I have this thing behind my back that it's a bunch of socks I put together and it like pushes against the leads. Like I usually use my hand to push against it.
So it
like pushes it closer to my spinal cord. So it's more intense of a feeling. So like I am suffering in silence 24/7. And you would never even, I'm always uncomfortable. I'm always moving back and forth. I'm always rubbing my legs. I'm always doing whatever, but nobody would notice that. Anybody seeing on the outside would be like, oh, this wheelchair life must be really tough. Am I giving a fucking idea? Like that's not even the gist of what I deal with on the daily. Right.
Oh my gosh. That's so brutal. There was a couple people in here that were talking about like your pain. Don't resist the pain. Yep. Don't resist the pain that intensifies it. Welcome it and say, I'm stronger than this pain.
This is so cool that you can bring these fucking comments up like this.
Yeah, I love this, like this streaming software. It's really cool.
Oh my God.
Let's see. This person says, love Stardew Valley. That's
I had a feeling that someone in your chat was gonna be a big Stardew Valley fan. Like she likes all those cozy games.
Somebody else says Iron Man by Black Sabbath is my favorite song. I think that they're like referring to like your Marvel thing.
Hell yeah.
Let's see.
StreamYard.
Let's see. Losing 100 pounds in a wheelchair is genuinely amazing.
Yeah, it was tough.
Super amazing.
It was again, like I probably gained 20 of that back, 25 of that back, depending. I love baked goods. I'm a slut for a cookie, but
I know, me too. That's my problem is I'm just like, how do you get rid of the things you like with, you know, because there has to be a balance, but I seriously don't have like an off button. I'm like, you put chocolate in my mouth and my body's just like, yeah, bring it on. Let's
I can't even have it in my house. I can't, if I have a box of anything, granola bars, chocolate, whatever, cookies, it will be gone within a day, like a day or two. Like I can't have it. Like I have an unhealthy relationship with food. And that's something like, even as someone who's trying to figure out their body, figure that out. What is your relationship with food like? Can you actually like hold back? Can you eat one cookie? They say the phrase like, what is like Lay's or whatever like that?
Yeah,
like, you only have one, or can't have one, or something like that.
I can't remember what it is. It's like
yeah. Can never just have one or something like that. Like, is that how you are? Because that's how I am.
That's how I am too.
Even because it goes as
just
far
with chocolate though.
Is it chocolate
or sweets? Like sweets,
in
cake,
general?
chocolate. Yeah,
it's baked goods for me. Baked goods, cookies, muffins, donuts, croissants, like any baked good. Like I am like, oh fuck. It's like that's why Tim Hortons like I'm brutal with it. Brutal.
I know. I like when I was a teenager, donuts was my favorite, and Tim Hortons used to have something called an eclair, which was like a long john, which is like a chocolate covered donut with like whipped cream inside of it, like so yummy.
Oh, it's like a Boston cream,
sort of, but it was just whipped cream, and it was like a long john. If you know what a long john is, it's like just like a long donut, but it had chocolate on top. And then they also had something called a bow tie, which was like very similar. They got rid of like all these cool, delicious things, but they were so freaking yummy. A couple of other comments. Have either of you considered doing product reviews for income, like making videos on TikTok or Instagram showing products that make you live easier or that you use on a daily basis and provide links, like affiliate marketing?
Yes.
Sort of like, yes. So are you into that at all?
Yeah, I'm a Spinergy. There is a brand Spinergy if you're a wheelchair user.
Yeah, definitely know it. Yeah, I have the wheels.
Yeah. So they're not cheap. I would say that Spinergy is like the Cadillac of like I say actually that. So wheelchair wheels are shoes, and I think Spinergy is like the Nike Jordan brand of that. So I was in their ear constantly, like, as maybe our viewers don't know, but it's not easy. It's not easy. I have tagged every brand. I have tagged every piece of clothing I've worn, everything I use for everything. A lot of people don't care, right? If you don't have millions of followers or whatever it might be, or if you're not like in their face, you're not going to get noticed. You get very lucky. A lot of this content creation thing is luck. Truly. It's all about either who you know or luck, or just being the squeaky wheel. I preach being the squeaky wheel in every aspect of life, but especially with content creation. Like, I'm not afraid. Like, I'm not opposed to this. Like, every video I'll make will be like a brand deal. I'm down. Like, I don't think any content creator is not opposed to that, as long as it's a product that they actually like and believe in, right? It's just about getting noticed. So even with the Spinergy, like, I was in Spinergy's emails constantly being like, I think that I'm somebody that you should be with. I think that I can speak to people. And like, once I kept sending them my following, I would send them a media kit that would have all my following. The number just kept growing, and my numbers kept growing. So it showed consistency, and I was consistent messaging them. And one day I got a message back being like, would you like to be a part of the affiliate program? And I was like, fucking right, I would.
Yeah.
And then like, that is my foot in the door to being a part of Spinergy. I'm not a partner, but I do have a code, and anybody listening could use Parks, Parkes, for any Spinergy products and get 10% off. If you buy $10,000 of Spinergy stuff, which is very easy to do because it's very expensive, it's like $1,000 off your stuff or $100 off your stuff, right? Like, so, and as a content creator, maybe I get a cut from that, or maybe that like shows Spinergy that I care and they bring me into the partnership program and stuff like that, right? Like, I think it's up to us. And this is something that I'm going to start doing and talking about how my journey now, I think, is about to take off. I hope. I'm trying to manifest some greatness here. Right? When it comes to my content, I think now is where we start doing this, where I built my resume. I have my media kit, and now I have to go out and fire out 10,000 emails to 10,000 companies and just keep doing it. Keep going. Because if I send out 100 emails and I get one person hitting me back, cool. Let's get the ball rolling on that. Maybe other brands will see that.
You're also a decent looking guy. I'm going to send you to my agent, your stuff to my agent, because it's like a talent company, and there's like modeling, acting.
I want to do modeling
You're in Toronto, and there's way more stuff there. Like, I got one Walmart commercial, and I've never seen the Walmart commercial, and like, I probably got paid 20 grand from that so far, just royalties. So I don't even like
I
doing
want an
that
agent
stuff,
so bad.
but like they have to pay you every year. And I've never seen this Walmart commercial. If anybody's seen this friggin' thing, I got like 10 grand the first year or something, which is like life-changing money to me. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. And then every year they've renewed my contract. So they have to keep sending me like money for it. But I'm like, you are a very like, you know, you're a good looking guy. And I think that like you would be a good part of the talent roster. So I'll send you like directly to like, I'll connect you with my agent
I
or whatever.
appreciate
I don't
that.
even do lots
I
of stuff.
think that that's a part of this too, right?
Yeah.
So I think that that's, like I mentioned before, it's all about who you know. Well, I don't know talent agencies. I know that that's something I need to do. I need a manager. I need a talent person. I know that I'm a half decent, good looking person. I want to be on commercials. I am good at talking and I'm good in front of the camera. This is my wheelhouse. Like I can really excel in this. I don't know how to do that. I recently got in contact with like some people that run an accessibility expo in a locally, and they asked me to come out and be like a guest speaker. So stuff like that,
cool.
That's fucking awesome. And like that to me, I'm like, the ball is in motion here.
Yeah.
And even she was so cool. Like I had this like one-on-one talk with her and she was like fangirling. And I was like, I can't believe you like my content that much. She's like, no, I want you at this expo. I'm like, this is so crazy to me because this is what I want. Like, I want these people reaching out to me to come out to these things and talk to people.
Yeah.
And then she's like, but when you come here, like you can like market yourself. Like you can meet more people. There's going to be other content creators here. There's going to be other people that you could like, she was like hyping me up. She's like, I don't know how you haven't gotten the commercials. I don't know how you haven't gotten where you want to go. Like she wanted to help me. She was like, when we do this, like you come and do this accessibility expo, me and you don't lose contact of this. She's like, I want to help you. Like I guess she had some background with like marketing. Yeah. And she's like, I'm going to teach you how to market yourself properly. Like I'm trying to build a team here. Like I'm trying to build people or at least someone that's going to kick me in the ass and be my accountability buddy and teach me how to do this. Right. Like this is you being like, you need an agent, look spade. This isn't going to look like, you're not going to look like this forever. You're 33, wrinkles are coming.
That's so funny.
Take fucking advantage of this right now. Get paid fucking go, girl.
Well, I just don't, I am not good at this stuff. I just had a friend happen to start a talent agency that has blown up. And now she partnered with a Vancouver talent agency and they have talent all over Canada. Like I have a couple friends in Ontario that do like they're on her roster and it's not like I would be like everybody be on this talent agency, but like when you know somebody's like got the look for like commercials or whatever, then I think it's an easy like, yes, you have a social media following. So they also do like if you want them to do your brand stuff, brand partnerships, I think they'll also do that too because they were doing it for me for a little while too.
And will they like reach out to brands for you?
I believe that they will. I kind of started doing that on my own because the cut was a little bit too high just for like what I was able to make. But the only other suggestion I have for you, because I think you're doing really good. I mean, reach out to brands and stuff like that is the only times that I've ever gotten really decent brand deals was when I already reviewed something entirely for free and I was talking about it for free and they saw my content that I already did. And then they reached out to me. So
makes sense.
There's been a couple times where I've gotten other brand deals, but the big ones, like I'm not like part of a lot of them. I have a friend that worked for Coloplast, so he kind of got me, like connected me to people there. So I'm a brand ambassador for them. So I do some stuff for them, not a lot. But then I have, like this wheelchair scooter attachment thing, but they saw the review I did and I did a review of the cushion that I use and they actually got contacted from people seeing my video and they were like, how did you find us? And it was my video. So just do a couple of things like that you love, just talk about it for free. And then, I didn't even tag the people because I didn't even really know what to tag, but so that's my advice, but I'm really bad at this stuff and I'm not good at building a team. I just have happened to have really like serendipitous things, you know, like my friend starting a talent agency, but it is really cool. Like you'll get
luck. We talked about sometimes it's luck and sometimes it's about who you know, right? Yeah. Like sometimes a video just blows up and you're like, all right, this is my niche. Like, all right, this is what I do. Like now I'm going to make sure I do this specific video more often than not than the other videos and whatever, right? Like I have done many videos reviewing things. But like, this is in the beginning of my content creation. And like, when I look back at some of these old videos, I'm like, you would do that differently now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
You
that.
and now when
right?
you have now, especially that you have the big following and on
Yeah.
Facebook because people are going to see it. But I think it's so hilarious because we all not like imposter syndrome, but I was like, I wanted people to come on the podcast, and I was like, I'm not going to email this guy. He's got like 60,000 things on Facebook. He's not going to come on my podcast. Why would he come on my podcast? And my husband's like, why wouldn't he come on your podcast?
Yeah.
Like just. So I'm like, we all most of the time have more to offer each other than what we think we do. Cause I'm like, I'm a terrible, I have 18 people watching my podcast right now. And why would somebody want to come stream with me?
I have 10 people watching my Twitch stream.
Okay. So we're not like that. We're not like totally out of the realm of each other's like growth pattern right now. But
100%.
anyway, I hope that I really, the reason that I wanted you to come on is because I saw that your YouTube channel only had like 1 point some thousand subscribers. And I was like, that can't happen. Cause like, he's so cool. And I was like, I love his message. I think his content is really positive. I think that you're somebody that is not, I don't like some of the people that are out there today because they have a woe is me. My life is really hard. And they also kind of have that, like, I'm an inspiration. So my life is hard. Also, I'm a major inspiration. And I'm like, that's like a dangerous thing.
Right.
So I'm just like, it's a dangerous thing to get somebody to believe that they're entitled to anything other than what they put the work into. And nobody gives a shit about your pain or your disability. You still have to show up to do the things that everybody else in the world has to do. And you can't whine to the world because nobody is going to want to hear anything you have to say if all you do is complain. So
it's the person, the boy who cried wolf, right? Like,
exactly.
you don't have to hear this shit. Like, I don't. Woe is me is not it. Like, I'm not here for this. I'm just trying to be me. We all have our shit that we deal with on the daily, right? Like, and I think it makes us look bad too, though.
It
right?
does.
Like, I think that, like, as a disabled content creator, when I see other people posting content like that or something that I don't agree with, I'm just like, you motherfucker, man. Like, there was this one kid, it's like 20 years old, and I followed him. I was like, this kid he's jacked out of his mind. Like, okay, we got a new one. He had just gotten injured. I was like, one of us. Like, I'm welcome to the crew. So I followed him. I was like, all right, cool. Let's see what he's got going on. Let's see what's content. And like, it was not good. It was like all like, woe is me. He was like showing like really open wounds. I was like, whoa, like, holy fuck. I was not expecting to see that on my feed. Holy shit.
Gross.
And then he did this video recently. He's been doing this series where it's like, he's clickbaiting, and I'm not opposed to that. I think there's clickbaiting that you can do it to an extent, but his whole series is like, he stands in his walker and he's like, this is day 38 of me forcing my paralyzed body to walk again. And if you think that I can do it, you can follow me. Yeah. Dude, you are fucking lying to every single person that is clicking on this video and supporting you, sending you money, whatever is happening, you're lying to them. Yeah. The reality, you need to be realistic. That's why I make content about it. That's why people like me, because I'm fucking realistic. Yeah. Dude, if you have a spinal cord injury and you've been doing this for a long time, you're not going to just stand there, hold yourself up with your arms and your legs are going to magically happen. It's not going to happen. They talk about, yes, always try to connect your brain to your body. Never stop doing that. 8 years down the road, I'm still trying to wiggle my toes. I'm still trying to do that. But I'm realistic. I'm not going online and being like, I'm going to do this. And because it's false hope. It's false hope. And like and then he took it to a point where it was like, he went to ChatGPT, made up this whole fake DM with Mr. Beast. You probably know who that is, Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I do know who it is. Yeah.
Right. So it's like, I make this whole big thing about Mr. Beast. And it's like, Mr. Beast said that if we get this video to 500,000 likes, that he's going to come do a video with Maurice. He's going to send me robotic legs. He's going to send me robotic legs so I can walk again. So he was like, this thing blew up, millions of views, millions. Everyone's like, oh, we got to get this guy. We got to get this guy's legs. And I'm like,
and then they found out he's a liar.
Well, nobody knew. And I'm like, oh, maybe he did get it. Like, fuck, Mr. Beast is going to put this kid on the map. Put us on the map. Fuck yeah. And I'm like, I believed it. So I'm like, yeah, let's go. And it's like, the next video is like, oh, we hit our goal. But Mr. Beast messaged me back and said, if we could double the goal, then he'll actually make a video with me. And I'm like, oh, this motherfucker. And I'm looking at the comment section and everybody's calling him out. Everybody's like, no, now you're lying. Yeah. And this one, I'm like, this motherfucker. Like, if I were to get enough traction to make a video with Mr. Beast, no one's going to believe me that if they've seen his video. Do you know what I mean? I just think that there was millions of people that saw his videos. And I was like, fuck, man, this looks so bad for us. Every time I saw that, I'm like, this looks so bad for us. Like, this is this hurts us as the disabled community, like as wheelchair
Yeah.
content creators. This fucks us. Like,
That's like
and
a
if
classic.
Mr. Beast sees this,
Oh,
he's not gonna want to fucking work with disabled content creators because this is
Yeah.
what he thinks that we're like. Like,
I know.
that's how I think about this. We have to like represent us as a brand. Like, there's not many of us.
That's what I think that as a content creator, but I think that as a person with a disability just in general. Like if
Yeah.
I go out somewhere and somebody is like, not that everybody's entitled to have whatever opinion they want, and if somebody doesn't want to answer an invasive question about their health history, like what happened to you or whatever, and they can go like, you know what, I'm in a hurry, I don't really feel like talking about that right now, but thanks for the curious question, like, you know. But some people are like, fuck off, dude, I'm answering any questions about my medical history. And I'm like, dude, that is how somebody is going to think, what they're going to think next time they see somebody with a disability. And when like maybe that person has a 10-year-old kid and the 10-year-old kid's like, Mom, why is that person in a wheelchair? And they're like, don't ever ask them because, you know,
Because
people
you
don't want them to. Yeah. And I'm like, don't do that. So anytime anybody asks me, I always manage my own triggers. If I'm annoyed about something somebody asks me, that's my thing to deal with, because people are genuinely curious, and there is no person on this planet that wants to ask you a question that doesn't want to connect with you. That's like what we want, isn't it? We want people to connect to us, relate to us, you know, be informed about how our lives are, get educated, raise awareness about disability. And if you're an asshole because you're like, don't talk to me, don't look at me, don't whatever, I'm like, dude, I call myself wonderfully conspicuous. I'm like, I'm fucking awesome. Somebody sees me, they're going to remember me out of all of the regular Joes in the world because I'm conspicuous. And I love that. If I need help, somebody sees me struggle. Somebody out there that's like having, you know, mental health issues and struggling silently, like you say, in pain. Nobody can see that, but they can see that we're in a wheelchair. And I love that that helps me connect with people and allow them to know more about disability. So I'm just like, we are representing our people at all times, especially on the internet.
Yeah. And like, even in public and stuff, like I actually related to that a lot, what you just said. I wouldn't say a temper, but I could definitely I can get irritable. Like,
especially when you have nerve pain.
And I'm in pain 24/7, right? So there have been moments, I say 95% of the time, I want to educate and I want to be that guy. And I want to, like, I know that my existence is like a lesson learned for everybody around me. Just being alive and pushing down the street in my existence, I have the ability to teach just by living. And I think that it's such an amazing gift. There have been days where someone has caught me on the wrong fucking mood and I'm just like, I'm not having it. Not that I'm like, fuck you. But I'm just like, it'll be something as simple as like, because I think there's some bullshit. Like, there's been times where like I'm in an elevator with someone I've never met in my life. We're going down 3 floors and they're like, what happened to you? Like,
I know.
I'm like, bro, fuck. Like, I don't have the time right now. I'm in pain. I don't know who you are. So sometimes I'll just make some shit up. Like, I'm like, I don't know, I got hit by an old guy. I got shot by a cop. To really just get their fucking really just whatever, right? And like sometimes it's just like it's none of your business, man.
Yeah.
Like, because like I don't feel like being a teacher in that moment. Right?
Totally.
Like, I also have what's going on with me, and later on, 3 or 4 pushes down the street, I'm like, fuck, like you should have dealt with that a little bit better, or maybe you should have just like, you didn't represent your people very well at that time. Right?
We're human beings though, and that's like,
beings.
I think like one of the things that I will. Not that I'm like passive aggressive, but I can be passive aggressive. Like if somebody says like, what happened to you? I'll be like, what do you mean? And I want that, I'll make them be like, well, you know, and I'm like, no, I don't know. And then they're like, then they start to get really uncomfortable because they're like, you know, they don't know what to say. Or like one time I was with a bunch of girlfriends in wheelchairs. I was in Calgary and we were just like literally hanging out. There's 4 of us. And there was like a guy that came up. He's like, can I take your guys' picture? Like, this, you don't see this every day. I'm like, see what? Like 4 women hanging out? And he's like, no, like this. And I'm like, this what? And he was like, didn't want to say like 4 women in wheelchairs or like disabled women. He just like, but I was just like annoyed as shit because I was like
100%.
sitting there talking. I'm like, what do you want? And he was like, he wanted to take our picture for a magazine. I'm like, you want to take a picture because 4 women are hanging out? Like, dude, come on. This is ridiculous. It's so dumb that you think that this is noteworthy, that 4 women in wheelchairs exist in the world and that, you know, are, I don't know, like trolls or something. It was like, oh,
I think
And
like,
another time I was like in a bar with some guy friends of mine, and like all of these drunk people just kept coming up to us and they're like, "This is awesome, man." And I'm like, I'm sure they thought we were like on leave from a group home. They're like, "They got a day pass." And I'm like, "Fuck off. Like, get out of here."
it's
But
so stupid,
it's so
man.
bad.
Like,
Normally I'll lose my temper at like the stupidest thing. Like I yelled at like a 7-year-old girl once that was in the accessible stall because I'd gone to like 4 different bathrooms and they were all taken by like people. And then when she got out, I was like, "That's not for you." She's like, "I'm so sorry." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you're 7." I just yelled at a 7-year-old.
I think in a moment like that, it's like a moment of a lesson learned, right? There's people that like I have had like bouts of arguments with people about like accessible parking and stuff like that. One of my favorite situations ever was when I pulled up to an accessible parking spot. I had an Infiniti G37 at that point. So it was a really nice sports car, blaring my music, and this old lady, like before I even got out of my car, she like tapped on my window and she's like, "You can't be here," and went on this huge fucking rant. And I just let her rant. I just let her, and I was just like in silence looking at her. I'm like, all right, good thing I brought my wheelchair then. And I like actively grabbed my chair, and she just sat there or stood there in silence, watching me put my chair together. And then at the end of it was like, "Well, you shouldn't play your music so loud." And I was like, you're fucking looking for things now. Like, you're reaching
oh my
for
God.
shit. Like, in that moment, I was able to teach that old lady a fucking lesson, right? And I think like someone in my chat just said that like what happened question, it ranges massively from kids to adults. I will talk to a kid all day that is interested in this. But like as an adult, you should know to not just be prying like that. Like we're going 3 floors down an elevator. What do you think I'm going to tell you? Like, what does this give you for me to be like, I got shot and then move on? Like you get to go tell your friends that you met some guy in a wheelchair and he got shot. Like, I don't know what that does. That doesn't do anything for me. That doesn't do anything for you. Doesn't do anything for disability or accessibility as a whole. And I didn't teach you anything. Like anybody can get shot. Anybody, like, I don't, if it doesn't produce some sort of production, like I don't fuck with it. Like, I think it's tough. Like, I think, like you said, you come into moments where you're like, fuck, I could have handled that differently. There was a situation very recently that happened where somebody in this big lifted Bronco parked in a handicapped spot. And I'm driving around, I'm like, fuck, man. I'm with my girl. I'm like, I can't find a spot. This guy's just he's just sitting there. And I'm like, is this guy getting out? Like, there's no way. Like, is he actually like disabled? Or is he just like dropping his buddies off because they're all getting out of the car? And I kind of sat behind him waiting for a bit. And then like all the buddies closed the door and they all went into the store and he just sat there. And I was like, oh, this motherfucker. Like, I'm like, and in that moment, I thought this able-bodied person was just taking my spot. So I like hold my placard out. I'm like, I'm honking. I'm like, bro, like I'm fucking disabled, right? He backs up. And as he's backing up, he's yelling at me. He's like, "I'm doing you a favor." And he has a disabled placard. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Like in that moment, I'm like, man, he actually does deserve that spot. But then I had to take a step back for a moment and be like, no, but he's taking advantage of the spot. He's not getting out of his car.
That's illegal. That's illegal, at least in Alberta.
Illegal. 100%. He's like, "I'm doing you a favor." And I talked to my girl about this. I'm like, I felt bad all day for that. Like all day. I'm like, man, I just like went off on this guy for parking the spot when he deserved to be in that spot. And then in the same breath, I was like, no, but he actually, like, if he got out of his vehicle and went in, I would have nothing to say and I had to like, keep driving around. But I watched his friends go in there and he had no intention of going in, to the point where he backed up, let me have the spot. We had a little arguing match, whatever. I go in with my girl. We go do everything we need to do, come back, and he's still in that spot waiting for his friends to come out of the store. I'm like, this motherfucker would have still been there if I didn't say something, right? I'm like, I felt bad because yes, he did have a placard, but like,
don't feel bad.
He was taking advantage of that moment. He was taking advantage of it in that moment. So he's like yelling at me and telling me like, oh, I'm doing you a favor by coming out. And like in that moment, I wish I had been like, no, you're taking advantage of the situation. Like, bro, if you actually were using this spot, you have been like, fuck you. And like, you're all right to do that. You can do that, bro. Like I would have done the same thing. It's the same situation with that grandmother or the old lady or whatever, right? Like, this is my spot. I'm using this spot.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. Like the fucking parking thing drives me bananas because I actually think I don't think people realize how easy it is to get one of those placards. People are like, hey, you gotta jump through hoops. You gotta jump through. No, you fucking don't.
No.
Like my knee hurts to my doctor. I'm like, all right, cool. You want one of them placards? I'll give you a temporary one. If you have a temporary one, your foot is in the door for an permanent one. It's very easy to get. I have friends, associates that like have bought them. Like people that like I know that like were like, hey man, I gotta tell you something. For the past couple of years, prior to you being paralyzed, I had purchased a handicap placard from somebody that didn't use it. I bought it from them and I had been using it for years. And when you became paralyzed, it showed me like through your videos, like how wrong it was that I've been doing what I've been doing. That's why I don't say friends, I say associates, because they're people that I know of.
Yeah.
But like in that moment, like I was like, oh fuck, like you just taught me how easy it was for you to do that. Right.
That's
then,
crazy.
People talk about dynamic disabilities. My girlfriend has a dynamic disability. My girlfriend, sometimes she has to use a walker. Sometimes she has to use a cane. Sometimes she doesn't. And I can see how that would be really hard for that person to like justify that spot. Because for me, I don't, it's hard and I'm going to get a lot of flack for it, but like, it's hard for me to think that you need that spot more than someone that physically can't get out of their vehicle. It's more convenient for you because it's nice and close. Sick, man. I can't leave. I can't go. Like I will spend another 20 minutes of my day just doing circles in a parking lot because I can't leave. Or I also think that old people, like you get in a certain age and you just get a free placard. What the fuck is that? Like, I think that's bullshit. Like I've seen like very physically able old people just like, like, and there's a line of them and there's 8 spots. And I'm like, I fucking can't get into a spot or get into the store because I'm watching like this gang of old people go to their breakfast in the morning. And I'm like, fuck, I have shit to do. Like none of you guys have mobility aids. Yeah, I'm sure it's tough for you guys to walk because your body's a little sore. I don't know. It's tough. Like I'm not the police. Like I'm not the guy. Like I don't know. All I know is from my own personal experience, it really fucking sucks to see someone walk out of their car with no limp, no nothing, no mobility aid, walk in and out, and then me just be like, fuck, man, like I really wish you weren't in that spot. I don't know if you deserve that spot. I don't fucking know. Like I don't know. I really wish that like these handicap spots were for people with mobility aids. I really do.
I think I was part of one of my friends who's been in a wheelchair for a long time. Like she's 70, I think, and she's been in a wheelchair for a very long time. She was like trying to change the bylaws just in Edmonton where there would be specific mobility aid accessible stalls. Cause she was like, I have seen over 40 years in a wheelchair, the use of these stalls go up dramatically. There's just way too many people with accessible placards. And there is no distinction between somebody who needs the physical space and somebody who needs the proximity. So we went to a meeting of like, it's like the Accessibility Advisory Committee in Edmonton to talk about the needs of people with actual mobility devices who need a physical, like an actual physically larger stall. And they rejected our like proposal because they said, then we're creating a hierarchy and it's not fair and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like what's not fair is when you go somewhere and somebody doesn't need a bigger stall and they park in the one that's bigger because they don't know that they're taking a stall from somebody that actually needs that physical space. And like the only time that I ever park in an accessible stall when I'm not physically getting out is if I go to my daughter's school and I know that there's not very many people as parents that need the accessible stall. And I don't want to take up a regular stall because none of the other people are going to park in the handicap stall or they will illegally. And I'm like, I'm probably not going to get a ticket, even though I could get a ticket, a high ticket if I didn't get out of my car. So like sometimes I'll make the judgment there, but I still like never, ever in a million years am I ever parking in an accessible stall unless I'm getting out. My kids are always like, just park in that one for running. And I'm like, I am not, it's not allowed. I will drive you to the front of the store, come pick you up. But yeah, there's so many people that, and I try not to be the like judgment police or the like, you don't deserve it because it's so much of my own energy to be like that fucker doesn't need that placard. But it's such a hard thing.
hard,
And I
man.
had that old lady thing the other day when I went to my daughter's school and I was parking in the accessible stall. She was like, as soon as she saw how young I was turning into the accessible stall, and she rolls down her window and she's like beeping at me and stuff. And then when I get in and she's like, you know, that's a handicap stall, right? And I said the same thing. I'm like, it's a good thing I'm in a wheelchair then. And she was like, oh, okay. I'm just like,
it's tough.
Yeah,
Man.
there's
tough.
the parking is a big thing.
That's a big one, and I could make that video and like talk about that, and like it just I don't know. I know it would get so much flack. Like I really like. There's a difference between like proximity and like actual like needing the space, right? Like I will go, and I made this video too. I think the video I made closest to the parking was that I was showing that if I see a spot that's at the end of a parking lot, I'll park there because I can get out no problem. And like we're talking like a couple feet difference, right? Like maybe someone that I just in my mind, I'm like, I'll save that handicap spot just in case this place fills up a little bit. And then like maybe they need the proximity as well as the mobility aid, right? Like even like someone in my chat literally was like, but what if one of the people who got out of the card was the one who had the placard? I don't know, right? We live in this world. Like it's I don't know. In that situation, I do know because I watched these kids like backflipping out of the car. They were young. They're like young kids, right? So like their buddy pulls up, whatever, and he's like, I got a car, boys. Like they all run in and whatever. And like even he was, as he backed up, was like, said something along the lines of like, how do you know my disability isn't as bad as yours, or something along the lines of that. And like that's where I was like, oh, I feel like a fucking asshole. But he wasn't using the spot. Like, he wasn't using, and it's such a like, it's really tough. It's really tough. And I know that like, if I were to make a video and like maybe even people watching live, like think whatever way about it, but I just think it's really tough for someone who physically can't go about their day to have to work around someone that like wants 20 extra feet to get close to the fucking door. Like we're literally talking about a couple of steps. Like when people are like, I deserve that, I need to be closer, we're talking about a couple feet here. And like if it's a lot farther, then I mean it is what it is. Like I just think that like I on my daily am constantly being like, this world is not built for me. How do I manage this? Right. I don't think that person in that situation really is like, I don't really know how to say this, but like I don't think that they care that hard. Like
I think they don't know. And I think that's the sad part, is that they don't know. And because they don't know, they don't care. Or the worst part is they think they know. Like they think they get it and they don't. And that's the hard part. Like I have a friend who he passed away a couple of months ago, but he was like super outspoken guy in a wheelchair, like fuck this, never ever let somebody park in a handicap stall without beacon off or whatever. But we would go, like we have West Edmonton Mall. It's like one of the largest malls in the freaking world. And he said, the people who tell me that they need the freaking handicap stall and then go walk miles and miles in the fucking mall drive me insane. Like he's like, you don't need the proximity. You just walked 4 hours in the mall, right? He's like, he would always beak at people when we went to the mall. But it's so true. Like people say, I need the proximity because I can't walk farther than 20 feet, but then they're going to walk all over the grocery store.
Well, I think my whole thing with that, and again, my girl, and this is something that I am learning, and maybe she'll teach me throughout all this, but like even spending time with her, like she does, like she'll need to sit down and stuff like that, right? And I think that I think that in her situation, the way that she's taught me it is that if she knows that she's going to go on a long fucking walk, she brings her fucking walker. She brings her mobility aid. A lot of these people are talking about like, I don't know when my body is going to give out. Like I just know that if I'm going for a long period of time, like a long walk, that I'm going to need this little space here, this space that's a little close to the front door. I think personally, I would just bring my mobility aid with me everywhere, whether I needed it or not. Right? Like, I don't know. It's tough. It's fucking tough, man. Like, it's tough. I just don't think that, and maybe just because I'm in a chair, but like, I don't think that I don't think it's fucking fair, man. Like, I think that if we were to never, okay, here's how I look at it. If we were to have never had accessible parking spots until this very moment, and we're in a board meeting on how to bring accessible parking spots to the world, what does that look like? Who needs that spot? I don't think old people and dynamically disabled people would be a part of that. I think that the council, the cripple council, would be like, people with mobility aids that need extra space need the fucking wheelchair card. It has a
Yeah.
picture of me on it. It's a fucking giant blue logo that has a picture of me on it. If you don't look like that,
this is like, I think it's so funny living this conversation is exactly like you get into like this thing where you're like, this is really fucking hard for me. But then you also have your able-bodied lens.
yes.
You know what I mean? You have your able-bodied lens. So then you're like, okay, I can't whine. No, it's not my fault. It's not everybody else's fault. I'm in a wheelchair. Right. And you flip-flop between these two things all day long. Like you say with that guy where you're just like so fucking mad that he parked in the stall and then he made you feel bad. And you're like, I feel bad. No, I don't feel bad. And then you're like, oh my God, I go through this so much. Like I literally will be fuming outside of a bathroom stall when there is like 3 chicks at a bar fucking, in there doing their makeup or peeing together, talking about their boyfriends. And I'm like sitting there, I have to use the bathroom. I'm going to piss my pants. And they come out and they're like, sorry. And I'm like, it's okay. Instead of, I should have been like, bitch, that like, I'm like so mad, but I don't.
All the time. I'll be like, I'll be at the gym and like, I'm not joking. I've been wanting to make a video about this so badly, but like at my gym, there is a door for the handicap stall, which had a shower and the bathroom in it.
Yeah.
And then right beside it, this far away, there is 9 other stalls. There's just 9 individual other stalls. And everybody uses the accessibility one. Everybody uses it. And the amount of times I just sit there and I hope that through me just sitting there, when they get out, it is so funny. Every time, because it depends on how angry I am. I don't really say much. Yeah. But like sometimes I have a shitty look on my fucking face. And I'm like, I can't wait to see the person that comes out of this stall. And it's always like, they'll come out and they're like looking down as they open the door, and then they like catch a glimpse of me and they're like, and they like, it's like, oh fuck, like they got caught, right? And like, I don't always say something, but I'll be like, yeah, that was kind of shitty, man. Like, that's kind of shitty, man. I'm just gonna say, like, I don't know.
I'm
it's
so
tough,
bad
man.
at doing that.
I'm shit, but it's like at the same time, like, I don't know. I think throughout all this, and I'm sure you as well, like, and through our content, the people that we talk to, like, we can probably get taught a lesson. I'm sure that my girl could probably teach me how and why people with dynamic disabilities probably do need that spot a little bit more than I gave them credit to do. Yeah. Maybe she can't convince me that. I don't agree. But this is the world we live in. We got to agree to disagree.
Yeah.
And whatever, right? But she can see it with me, and anybody that's with me that has a dynamic disability can see in that moment how hard that is for me. Because again, it helps you with that spot, but you don't need it.
I know.
You don't need it. I actually fucking need it. It's like I have done it so many times to where like I've parked in a regular spot. Not so many times, but there's been a couple times. Like, think about this. I had to park in a regular spot. I then popped the fucking trunk of my van and crawl out the back of my van to get in and out of that. That's how far I have to go. I'm like dragging my body across the floor, pulling my chair out, getting it in the back. It's not easy. It's not safe to do. And it's insane that's how far I had to go doing it. Or I've also like, I'm sure you've done it where you're like, if there's no accessible spots, you just take up 2 spots. You're like, I'm parking right on the middle of this fucking line. Or like,
me too. Yeah.
But I saw someone, like a parking person, walking up to my car as I did that. And he was like walking up, you could see he was like trying to get my attention. And then as I'm like getting out of my car, I'm like, hey man, I'm parking both these spots. I'm in a wheelchair. I know you probably want to give me a ticket or give me shit for parking both these spots. But like, there's no spots. Like there's no accessible spots. Like I have to. Yeah. In that moment, I think I taught him something, but I also think that if I was 5 minutes faster, I was going to get a ticket.
Exactly.
I was going to get
because people will put notes on your door saying that you're parked like an asshole when you're like, actually, no, 5 other people.
Or an actual ticket or a fucking money ticket, like a ticket written out by the city. Like you can get in trouble or like you're getting shit on by people and you're like, holy fuck. Like I had to do this. Like I had an appointment or I've been traveling. There has been times where I have went around a parking lot for over 30 minutes. Yeah. And I'm just like, holy fuck. Now my whole day is ruined. Like my whole day. Yeah. I had to start like replanning things. I'm like, nah, I can't make it to this anymore. Like I can't, like my whole life is shifted because Gam got her fucking pass when she turned 65 and is now like in winners shopping for Christmas. And I'm like, fuck! Like, I want to shop for Christmas. Like,
I know. I totally get it. Like 1000%, like 1000% get it. They recently changed all these accessible stalls at the grocery store, which I'm a parent, so I also get, because it's really hard to take little kids behind a bunch of parked cars. So they changed them to like parent stalls. And I'm like, everybody steals the parent stalls because you don't get a ticket for that. Yeah, I'm like, don't change it to a parent stall.
If I was able-bodied, I already know how much of an asshole I was. If I was able-bodied and I knew that I wasn't going to get a ticket, I'd park there. I know.
That's what I mean. Like, there's no repercussions for that. So I'm just like, I'm like, if you wanted to help parents, like, I don't know how to help parents, but like, it's just a tough thing. So like, they moved a bunch of them. So now there's even less accessible parking at the place I go. Gets taken up by people. And now a bunch of just randos park in the parent stalls. And I'm like, because if it was a bunch of people, like, and it should be parents whose kids are 5 and under. You know what I mean? Like, if you got a kid that's 6 and up, they can walk through the freaking parking lot with you. Like, I did it as a wheelchair user with my kids. You can freaking do it with your able-bodied, parenting skills. So yeah, it's such a hard thing because like, we don't want to be judgmental of other people because we so often, but also we do want to judge people sometimes and be like, you're such a dick. And the problem is that one person ruins it for all the other ones. So it's the grandma that's 65 and doesn't actually need it because she has like a knee replacement and now she's better.
Or she's just old. Like, I swear to God, you can just get it because you're old.
You totally can. I mean, it's like, this person's ready to drop. They better have.
Doctor's going to tell you no. Your doctor's going to tell an old lady or an old man no.
That's so funny.
All right, cool. Yeah, get out of my fucking office.
Yeah. I used to live in an apartment building that was all the floors except for one were like an old folks home. And every time I went, and it was when my son was like 2 and I was pregnant with he would have been 2 because she was born. No, he would have been 3. Sorry. Doesn't really matter. But so I was pregnant and he was 3 and I would wait like tens of minutes outside of the elevator as all these fucking old people would go in front of me. Yeah. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, I'm pregnant and I have a like 3-year-old toddler and you guys are all just going to rush in because you can't wait to get up to your cookie and coffee or whatever. Like you're like, say Price is Right paralyzed. And whatever it is. Like I was like, oh my God. And like, if my husband was around, he'd be like, move out of the way. Old fuckers, like, we're getting in. And I'm just like, then I would be embarrassed. I'm like, don't yell at them. And he's like, I'm fucking yelling at all the old people. Like, it was terrible. And I'm like, how are these old people not feeling like they're like, I'm old, I've done my time. And then there would be like the odd old person that would feel so sorry for me, that would be like, oh my God, like all these old people are just getting in front of you. And it would be like terrible. But
it's a generational gap. Like there is there's the whole like respect your elders thing. I think that we live in a world where there's so much more acceptance. And I think that there's a generation that's still around that just doesn't understand that, whether it be like we mentioned before, like race, sexuality, disability, whatever it might be. I think that generation doesn't get it. I don't think that they do. I think that our generation has slowly like figured that out. And then this newest generation is very aware of what's going on, right? Sometimes too aware, sometimes too much, right?
Yeah. It's like too much. We've gone
way overboard here.
Yeah.
Right. Like there's inclusion and there's just like ridiculousness.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just, I don't know.
Yeah. We could talk about this for hours. And if you do want to join me again, I have another free spot, not next Monday, but the one right after this, but the end, like the last Monday. I don't know what it is.
What is it?
Hang on. If you are free, then you can join me again. I'll tell you the date right now. It is the 27th. If you're free again at this exact same time. Well, yeah, you know what I mean? Like when we started, but it's another Monday.
This was really fun. Very free.
Sweet. Yeah. If you want to. I mean, this was really fun. I think that you are very much Fred and I's vibe. I don't know. People can tell us in the comments whether it was a good vibe. But so far, I love this conversation. Thank you both. I have to go. There was a few other things. Where was the other ones? I don't know. There's been a bunch of comments. Hard to freaking it's hard to keep up with them sometimes, but Anyway, yeah, it was a good conversation. And if you want to join me again, then I would be happy to have you. And yeah, if like, yeah, you have anything else you want to say before we go? I have to pee so bad, and now my face is so red. But I'm just like, I'm gonna keep talking. But yeah, anything else you want to say before we go?
Not at all. I think that we should probably do another podcast. I'd be down for that. 27 sounds like a good time. I definitely would like to keep in contact with you, especially like if the agency thing is an actual thing. I'd like to get the ball rolling. I want to be in commercials. I think that you see there's potential in me when it comes to that. That like this is I am nowhere near where I need to be. Like I have made over 2,600 fucking videos.
I know. I'm like, dude, that's why really I was like, he's got way too many videos to not have that many followers. I am very happy to see that your social media has popped off, though. I think that's really cool. And I promise I'll send you, I'm going to text my agent right after this and see what the process is for their applications or whatever. Because they just actually joined with this other like iHeart Talent or something in Vancouver, but it shouldn't be too crazy. I mean, get like headshots and stuff, but I used like a virtual headshot thing and it was like perfectly fine. So I'll send you that.
I need to go get headshots and stuff anyways. That's something I was talking to my girl about as well. Like she just seeing other people do certain things. Like she's been a part of fashion shows and she's been a part of certain, like been like on posters for stuff where she has her walker and it's like she's at the GO station or whatever it might be, or at the train station or whatever, like stuff like that. So she's like, you need to do this and you need to have some headshots to be able to send to some people. And like, I have a lot of, the wheels are in motion, even if like your talent agency isn't the right one, but they point me in the direction or nothing comes of it. And I'm like, fuck, go look for a talent agency. This is going to kick you in the ass.
Okay. I promise I will email you shortly after we get off this call, as soon as I text my my friend about the process. And then I will see you 2 weeks from now.
Sounds good.
Hey, have a good one. See ya.
Take care.